அப்போ பசங்க ஃபேஸ் வராதோ? வரும்ல. Yes, good morning friends. Very happy morning. Maybe for all of you, maybe like some nervous mornings for the past few days. Examination is very near. I'm fine, Ujla. So at least few of you can know, switch on your camera. At least 2-3 people. ஒரு கொஞ்சம் பேர் ஆகுது கொஞ்சம். யா, தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச். இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேர் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக. ரொம்ப நாள் ஆச்சுல. ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் switch on your camera, my dear friends. நல்ல ஒரு high level energy maintain பண்ணுறதுக்கு we need this. So please switch on your camera, my dear friends. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேர் குயிக்காக. So I'll just give you a few minutes time. எக்ஸாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லும்போது எனக்கே ஒரு மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஸோ அதனால தான் வாய்ஸ் அப்படி இருக்கு. இந்த வாய்ஸ் நிஜமாவே ப்ராப்ளம்னு தெரியல, கேட்டு பாருங்க. பிரேம், வாய்ஸ் கரெக்டாக இருக்கா? இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேர். சாய் ராமநாதன், எல்லாம் கியரப்பா எக்ஸாமுக்கு? எல்லாம் ரெடியா? ஓகே. ஃபேஸ்லாம் லைட்டாக ஏதோ ஒரு சோகத்தில் இருக்கீங்க. ஐ டோன்ட் நோ வை. ஒரே டென்ஷனா தெரில. நானே டென்ஷனில் இருக்கேன்ப்பா. ஸோ அதனால் வந்து மோகன் சேஸ் தட் நோ ஸ்டார்ட் வித் சம் ஓகே டு கெட் அவுட் ஆஃப் தி எக்ஸாம் ஃபியர். ஏதோ நான் எக்ஸாம் எழுதுகிற மாதிரி எனக்கே ஒரு ஃபியர் இருக்குது. Sunday 2 o'clock டக் அந்த மாதிரி வேணா ஃபியர் வேணா கிரியேட் பண்ணுறேன். ஓகே, ஸோ எனிவே my dear friends, today we don't have much time to do the chit chat and all. நம்ம வந்து though we are at 7:20 now, we'll spend 2.5 hours and we'll go up to 9:50. 2.5 hours அப்படின்றது வந்து will make it absolutely like no worth. So இதுக்கு மேலே there won't be any form of deviation. அந்த லாஸ்ட் ரிவிஷன் கிளாஸ் அபவுட் த சப் டாபிக்ஸ் மாதிரி அக்கவுண்டிங் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் ரிவிஷன் கிளாஸ் வில் பி தேர். ஸோ நோ இன் பிட்வீன் சிட் சாட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஆல் வில் பி தேர், மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ குவிக்லி, ஸோ அதனால் கொஞ்சம் பயங்கர ஷார்ப்பாக ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக நீங்கள் வந்து ஃபாலோ பண்ணணும். சரி, அண்ட் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், அப்ஜெக்டிவ் ஆஃப் திஸ் கிளாஸ், the 2.5 hour session is not that if you have an objective like this, if I attend this 2.5 hours class, sir will solve some 15 problems, out of that 5 questions will come. So அந்த மாதிரி ஏதோ important question காக don't sit, my dear friends. I will tell you very clearly what could be your objective or what you can expect from this 2.5 hour session. So accounting standard in group 1, first mark 20 marks. I told you mandatory question. So for that I will give you overall crashing of all the concepts, including here and there some number based discussion also, my dear friends. After that, immediately, so maybe taking a small 20 minutes break after this session, if you spend another 2 hours with your 3 RTPs and 3 suggested answers, then I will tell you 25 marks absolutely assured. 20 marks here and another 5 marks from framework that will come in the question number 6. So 25 marks assured you can secure. This is what we can do, my dear friends. So the way in which we handle will not be the same manner that we have taken in the classroom, where objective, scope, etc. and all. Just an examination aspect alone, examination viewpoint alone, discussion will be there. Are you all ready? Or thumbs up கொடுங்க. இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் பேர் if you can switch on your videos will be very good. நல்லா எனர்ஜெட்டிக்காக இருக்கும்போது எனக்கு ஒரு ஃபீல் கிடைக்கும். So accordingly I can proceed. So please switch on your camera, my dear friends. Okay, so anyway, so we are just proceeding further. See, in the last examination, so usually maybe so many places important questions. I think in my 7th sense, 8th sense and the mari nariya per will give important examination questions and all. I have told you already, idu romba humbug அப்படினு. Maximum என்ன அப்படினா ஒரு prediction na last examination la whatever came will have less importance in the coming examination. whatever did not came will have more importance in the coming examination. Nothing beyond this, my dear friends. அதை விட்டுட்டு என்னோட ட்ரீம்ல God says this question will come, அந்த மாதிரிலாம் எதுவும் கிடையாது. So based on that analysis, my dear friends, I understood that in the last question paper we had AS1, AS3, AS13. We had questions. The first questions we had from AS1, we had AS3 cash flow statement, we had AS13, we had, my dear friends. So which means in this, and AS11 also we had, AS11 also we had. Appo in this examination more significance will be, again these 4 standards can come, more significance will be for AS2 inventories, AS10 property plant and equipment, AS12 government grant, AS16 borrowing cost. Out of these 4, I consider AS16 as very maybe more important, because the last 3 examination I didn't see a question from AS16 borrowing cost. So thereby AS16 borrowing cost can have more probability. Anyway, we are going to cover all the standards, since the standards what is spelled out, which is coming from the second part of this discussion. So thereby today we are going to start our discussion from the reverse, my dear friends. So we had 8 different standards. So what are we going to do today? It is May 2022 accounting standard revision class. So we have accounting standard 1, 2, 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16. These are the standards that we have for group 1. Compulsory question that comes for question number 1, 20 marks. So then in addition to that, I will also discuss little bit of framework also, my dear friends. Okay, so chapters revision class we already completed. Hope you have done that particular work. So then I will also give you the few things what you should be focusing more in the next 2 days, my dear friends. Sunday is your exam, so thereby today evening, Saturday, what you should focus also we'll discuss. Anyway, so today we are going to start our discussion with AS16 borrowing cost. So we are starting, my dear friends, AS16 borrowing cost. AS16 borrowing cost. So we would have discussed in the classroom objective, scope in a step-by-step manner. 3 hours, 4 hours we spend for borrowing cost, my dear friends. Here directly we are taking from what is relevant for problem solving in an examination viewpoint. So first of all, what is borrowing cost? Means primarily nothing but interest cost. So borrowing cost is only interest cost. Few other things also will be considered and includes a few other things, my dear friends. So adala not necessary to list out all those things. Anyway, definition we are not concerned. So relevant point what can come in the form of an examination is that, my dear friends, some directly attributable expenses of borrowings. So directly attributable expenses also should be considered. Directly attributable borrowing expenses. Borrowing expenses like what? Some brokerage and all, my dear friends, some commission, brokerage for the borrowings. So whatever paid will also be should be added to interest to consider that as borrowing cost. A question might give you borrowed 10 lakhs, interest rate 10%, commission paid for obtaining the borrowing 1 lakh abdina, then 10% on that borrowing plus that 1 lakh the borrowing cost. That's all. I hope you understood this, all of you. So sometimes such number can come. So next, one more point is that exchange difference. Exchange difference will also be considered as part of borrowing cost. Exchange difference, normally you have one standard. Which standard we have, my dear friends? It is AS11. Some part of the exchange difference will be accounted as part of borrowing cost. So last 3 times borrowing cost question did not came. So thereby if it is going to come, nalla heavy vara chances irukku. So thereby we'll spend the next 5 minutes on to the exchange difference impact on the computation of borrowing cost. What is primarily borrowing cost? Interest cost. When we borrow 10 crore, interest rate 10%. Appo 10% on 10 crore. In the 1 crore da borrowing cost, no doubt about it. Now, my dear friends, what is the impact of exchange differences. So when this exchange difference will come abdina, you have borrowed in foreign currency. You are borrowing in foreign currency. Seri. So what happened? Directly explaining with the help of number, my dear friends, by 1st April 2021. So J Limited borrowed in foreign currency, my dear friends. Say it is $1 lakh. It is $1 lakh. 1/4/2021. It is J Limited borrowed. Yes, Olay. So borrowed $1 lakh. On the date, exchange rate was $1 equal to rupees 70. So which means immediately in our books we would have recorded bank to loan, you would have recorded 70 lakhs. So as per AS 11, transaction should be initially recognized at the rate prevailing on the date of transaction. AS 11 pragaram and the transaction whichever date the transaction originating that date rate le convert pannanum. Appo $1 lakh into 70 rupees. So in our books accounting is maintained in rupees. Though we are making transaction in dollar, we will not write the accounts in dollar. So 70 lakhs it is accounted. Seri. If interest rate is, my dear friends, it is 10%. Interest rate is 10%. Seri. Now 31st March 2022. 31st March 2022, my dear friends, what happens now? We should pay interest. How much interest we should pay now? $10,000 we have to pay. How much interest we have to pay now? $10,000 we have to pay. It is not that 7 lakhs interest you have to pay. You have to pay $10,000. On the date le $1 equal to 75 rupees. $1 equal to 75 rupees. Appa no doubt interest to bank, or this is nothing but borrowing cost. Interest to bank, like that you would have made the entry. What is that? $10,000. How do you got $10,000? The real borrowing is not 70 lakhs. Real borrowing is $1 lakh. About $1 lakh and the foreign bank charge you 10% interest. You have to pay how much interest? $10,000. But if you want to pay $10,000 rupees, how much I need na? It is $10,000 into 75. So thereby how much is this amount? 7,50,000. Thank you so much. 7,50,000. This is okay. Now we are telling one more point. What point abdina? This loan, no, as per AS 11 should be restated to the closing rate. This loan should be restated to the closing rate as per AS 16 illa. As per AS 11, AS 11 says that monetary items. What are monetary items? Receivables and payables. So I am not giving the technical definition, simple understanding only. The entire discussion will be based upon as if you forgotten everything whatever you have learned about accounting standard. But here and there you know the title of the standard. Based on that only I am taking this session. So my dear friends, so in AS 11, receivables and payables shall be restated at the closing rate. Appo in the 70 lakhs should be restated to 75 lakhs. Appo loan will be increased by 5 lakhs. If loan is notionally increased by 5 lakhs abdina, it is giving you exchange difference of 5 lakhs, which is normally exchange loss taken into P&L. In the loan of 70 lakhs, money I received only 70 lakhs, but suddenly it is becoming 75 because of the exchange rate of 75. Appo the balance sheet I should be showing 75 lakhs. Loan takkunu 75 lakhs aachuna, 5 lakhs will be booked as loss as per AS 11. Now AS 16 says that and the last oru part we consider as borrowing cost. Don't say exchange loss, we consider that as borrowing cost. This is the AS 16 stand. I hope you are following this, everybody. Appo, in the interest anyway borrowing, this interest is anyway borrowing cost. Adala no doubt, in addition to this interest, some part of exchange difference will also be accounted as borrowing cost. All of you, other how much? Abdina, the standard says that it is the difference between interest in reporting currency and interest in foreign currency. Interest in reporting currency and interest in foreign currency. Adavadhu, original loan in rupees if you have borrowed, loan would have been 70 lakhs. Appo, rupees oda interest rate, my dear friends, rupees oda interest rate, say it is 12%. Rupees or interest rate வந்து 12% my dear friends. அப்போ how much would have been the interest? இல்ல ஒரு 14% எடுத்துக்கலாம். 14%. 14% is the interest rate in rupees அப்படினா how much would have been the interest? அப்போ adjustment of exchange difference to borrowing cost. Adjustment of exchange difference to borrowing cost. How much na? Interest in rupees. It is 70 lakhs the loan in rupees. அதே மாதிரி 14% தான் interest for rupees. So interest in interest in reporting currency is 9,80,000. 9,80,000. I hope you are following. Straight away கொஞ்சம் ஹெவியா தான் பண்றோம், ஷார்ப்பா இருங்க. அதே மாதிரி actual interest என்ன? Actual interest in dollar. Dollar version what was actual interest? இதுதான் real interest you are paying to the bank. How much interest you are paying to the bank? 7,50,000. 7,50,000. But this difference 2,30,000 is what we are understanding as the part of exchange loss considered as borrowing cost. Part of exchange loss considered as borrowing cost. First of all, how much is the total exchange loss? How much is the total exchange loss? What was the total exchange loss? Very good. So total exchange loss is nothing but restating 70 lakhs to 75 lakhs or 1 lakh into 75 minus 70. 1 lakh into 5 rupees. 5 lakhs the total exchange loss. And the 5 lakhs 2,30,000 will be considered as adjustment to borrowing cost. 2,30,000 will be considered as adjustment to borrowing cost. Remaining 2,70,000 we will tell AS11 you yourself account it. According to AS11 2,70,000 is exchange loss. I hope you are following this. So thereby my dear friends, our total exchange difference was $1 lakh into 75 minus 70. It is 5 lakhs. In the 5 lakhs according to AS16 we adjust 2,30,000. Balance is accounted as per AS11 which is 2,70,000. Exchange loss in P&L. Exchange loss in P&L. Like that we should be in a position to apportion the total exchange difference into AS16 borrowing cost and AS11 exchange differences. This 2,30,000 is borrowing cost in addition to what amount? Can you tell if you understood this? This 2,30,000 is in addition to what amount? Borrowing cost. 2,30,000 borrowing cost now. It is a borrowing cost in addition to already accounted borrowing cost of 7,50,000. Super, wonderful. All of you have got a wonderful memory. So thereby 7,50,000 anyway borrowing cost. In addition to that 2,30,000 may borrowing cost and we are telling as per AS16. All of you. அப்போ ரெண்டு ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் லிங்க் பண்ணி there is a possibility of a 5 mark question my dear friends. AS11 AS16. First of all, in the 5 lakhs exchange loss arising is because of applicability of which standard na? It is purely applicability of AS11. அதில் A16 encroach பண்ணி சொல்லுது out of that 5 lakhs some portion we want to consider as borrowing cost. How much na? It is difference between interest in reporting currency and interest in foreign currency. It is a difference between interest in reporting currency and interest in foreign currency. அதுக்கு அந்த ரெண்டு interest rateம் will be given to you in the question. I hope you understood this demonstration. All of you. அவ்வளவுதான். இது relating to what is borrowing cost. அப்போ some commission brokerage அதுவும் add பண்ணும். Then some portion of exchange loss also accounted as borrowing cost. Remaining exchange loss will be accounted as per AS11 which is recognizing in P&L as gain or loss. Like that we are discussing. I hope you understood this pakka. Can I go to next discussion? Okay, going to the next discussion my dear friends. So A16 and the part is over. Okay, next what we should understand abdina the borrowing cost capitalization my dear friends. Borrowing cost what is borrowing cost over? Next borrowing cost can be capitalized only if relates to, only if it is relating to a qualifying asset. Borrowing cost can be capitalized only if it is relating to a qualifying asset. Qualifying asset abdina, an asset that takes substantial period for its for getting ready for intended use or sale. Substantial period, generally 12 months period. It can be more than 12 months, less than 12 months, generally 12 months period. And the 12 months ku mela agara time irunda, then that asset will be considered as qualifying asset. All of you directly buying one vehicle by taking loan, upon the interest can be added to the cost of vehicle, and no, because vehicle the moment it is purchased, it is ready for use. Appo we cannot. Either way we are ordering a vehicle to be made, and that vehicle construction will happen in 14 months, 18 months time na, upon the interest can be added to the cost of that vehicle. I hope you are following this, everybody. Appo based panni some case study type question can come. So whether interest can be capitalized or not, appo you should check whether it is qualifying asset or not. If you are not very sure na, examination la don't commit, give the conditional answer. If this is a qualifying asset, it can be capitalized. If this is not a qualifying asset, it should not be capitalized. I hope you are following this, because assessing qualifying asset or not is a matter of judgment. You need to exhibit your knowledge about AS16, you will get marks. I hope you are following this. When you are not very clear, the qualifying asset I don't know, then no problem. Then give conditional answer and make sure that you are telling the examiner, I know the provision, but I don't know whether it is qualifying asset or not. That management only should tell. Like that you should exhibit the provision. I hope you are following this, everybody. Sir, now third segment, my dear friends, in the capitalization means what na? The borrowing cost getting added to the value of the asset. Borrowing cost getting added to the value of the asset. Adala moon segment of discussion, my dear friends. We have commencement of capitalization. Now, from when interest can be added to the cost? From when interest can be added to the cost of the asset? Suspension. Adukapura cessation. So, when interest can be added to cost of an asset, number one, when it should be suspended, when it should be completely stopped. Suspended na temporary, you are not to be adding, but later on again you can add. That is suspension. Then cessation. We are not going to focus much about commencement and suspension and all. Most of the times problems coming from cessation. So very simple. Once an asset is substantially ready for its intended use or sale. Once an asset is substantially ready for its intended use or sale, then capitalization shall be ceased. Which means you should not add interest until the asset is actually sold or until the asset is actually put into use. So you should not add. Once it is ready for sale, once it is ready for use, then it should be stopped, is what we are understanding. I hope you are following. So qualifying asset means need not be PP alone. Even inventories can also be qualifying asset. Suppose I am always constructing building and selling buildings. Building is my inventories. All of you. Appo, adukku in the borrowing cost capitalization applicable. Yes, even if inventory also, if it is going to take substantial period, I can consider. That is why we call it as until it is ready for intended use or sale. So maybe regularly I am selling building, it's still I can add the interest to the qualifying asset. Hope you are following. The recently coming RTP, the recent RTP, my dear friends, have a question from this AS16 based on this cessation. Adala two questions are added, my dear friends. So one is like, no, they are telling one asset was, one equipment was manufactured or one equipment was constructed. Then the equipment should be fitted into a production plant and machinery. This equipment is a part of the production plant and equipment. Now only thing is, still trial run of this particular production plant is not completed. Equipment or construction is over, and trial run is to happen for 2 months period. But during this 2 months, can we capitalize? Can we capitalize the interest? Was the question, my dear friends. So please understand, when we say until asset is ready for intended use, now it is after trial run that it is ready for use. It is not before the trial run. Ellame over, installation over. Trial run means it is not ready for use. After trial run it is ready for use, which means interest can be capitalized even during the period of dash also. Interest can be capitalized during the period of trial run also. RTP la vanda question, potentially it could be an examination question, all of you. So on the cessation, adhe madri total interest incurred in a particular year was 25 lakhs. But out of this 25 lakhs, 18 lakhs is the interest relating to the period till the asset is ready for use. But the entity capitalized the entire 25 lakhs because it is a loan exclusively taken for that particular asset. Abdina argument. So then you should tell no. Even if it is a loan exclusively taken for a particular asset, we can capitalize only till asset is substantially ready for its intended use or sale. I hope you are following, everybody. Not till it is actually put into use, not till it is actually sold. Sorry, another question came in the RTP was like this, my dear friends. One construction was over, so 7 lakhs not to be capitalized in this example. So one construction was over and it is going to be sold, but marketing activities for the sale have not happened. Marketing activities for the sale have not happened, which means building or a construction over, building want to be sold, and the marketing, advertisement in the newspaper was not given about sale. Appo, during this period, can we capitalize the building? Can we capitalize the, can we capitalize the interest to the cost of the building? Was the question. So we cannot, because a building is ready for sale, you have not done the selling activity. So selling activity is not making the building ready for intended use or sale. So thereby, on the period la interest cannot be capitalized. I hope you are following. Sorry, appo idoda நம்ம standard வந்து complete பண்றோம், my dear friends. So இன்னும் ஒரே ஒரு ஏரியா இருக்கு. I will also discuss that also. சரி. இன்னொரு ப்ராப்ளம் ஏரியா. so far discussion என்ன எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு இவ்வளோ நேரம் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணதுல A16ல என்ன சார் பொட்டன்ஷியலாக வரும்னா, ஒன்று இந்த எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் டிஃபரன்ஸோட கேபிட்டலைசேஷன் பேஸ் பண்ணி ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வரலாம், இன்னொன்று இந்த செசேஷன் பேஸ் பண்ணி கொஸ்டின் கேன் கம், all of you. Third, my dear friends, sometimes it is in relation to general borrowings, specific borrowings. So general borrowings, specific borrowings, exactly Naveen, super. So in case of specific borrowings aranda, sir, I have taken a loan exclusively for a particular qualifying asset, which is called a specific borrowing. So a particular loan specifically identifiable to a qualifying asset, specific borrowing, my dear friends. In case of that, then it is what is to be capitalized now? What is to be capitalized means it is actual borrowing cost minus temporary investment income. Temporary investment income. So based on this, some question can come. What is that now? Sir, what happened is that we have taken a loan on 1/4/2021 for 20 lakhs. We took a loan for 20 lakhs. Interest rate வந்து 10%. 10 lakhs was spent on the same day. 10 lakhs was spent or 12 lakhs was spent. This is confusion. 12 lakhs was spent on the same day. Remaining 8 lakhs வந்து spent only by 1st July 2021. 1st July 2021. Total 20 lakhs was spent. First initially spent only 12 lakhs. Later on 1/7 la you spent 8 lakhs. But during this period, 8 lakhs was there in our bank. During this particular 3 months period, so borrow panna 20 lakhs la 8 lakhs was in our bank, all of you. And the bank gave you some income. So there was some 3 months interest income on 8 lakhs received, on 8 lakhs received. Say rupees 20,000 we received as interest income from bank on 8 lakhs. அப்போ how much interest should be capitalized? How much interest should be capitalized? அப்படினா it is actual borrowing cost on entire loan. Here you should not calculate 12 lakhs into 8 lakhs into 9 months like that and all. 20 lakhs into 10%. Actual borrowing cost 2 lakhs. Actual borrowing cost 2 lakhs minus temporary investment income. Until the time loan used for the asset, some in between investment giving you some income now, that income should be deducted. So deduct 20,000. So we will have 1,80,000 is what you need to capitalize. Hope you understand this discussion. So either way, this you cannot do in case of general borrowing. What is general borrowing na? Sir, I have lot of loans, sir. Loan 1, loan 2, loan 1, loan 2, loan 3, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs, 50 lakhs with 10% interest, 14% interest, then 12% interest. Like this I have loans, sir. So, and I am using for various assets, sir. So we don't have any specific borrowing. In this case, no adjustment of temporary investment income and all. You should calculate something called a weighted average cost of borrowings. Weighted average cost of borrowings. So what is that? Nothing but the weighted average cost of capital, what you normally calculate. So 20 lakhs into 10%, 2 lakhs, 30 lakhs into 14%. What is this? 4.2 lakhs, 12% on 50 lakhs, 6 lakhs. So it is 12.2 lakhs is the total interest and it is 100 lakhs. So thereby total borrowing cost divided by total borrowings into 100. So 12.2 lakhs by 100 lakhs into 100 will give you 12.2%. Now this rate only we should use for finding the borrowing cost to be capitalized. Now out of 100 lakhs, you spend 25 lakhs on a particular date on a particular asset now, then you should calculate interest proportionately by using what rate? Not 10, 14, 12, by using 12.2%. I hope you are following this. This is applicable in case of general borrowing. This is applicable in case of general borrowing. Hope you are understanding this. All of you, about 4 hours chapter, 25 minutes la nama compress pandrom. So major areas enalana and exchange difference adjustment. அதே மாதிரி directly attributable expenditure adjustment, commission, brokerage also should be added to the interest amount. All of you. Then we discussed about the cessation part. We also discussed about qualifying asset. It has to be a qualifying asset. Innoru part vandu general borrowing, specific borrowing. These are the problem areas that you should be aware of. Now, in the concept base panni 3 RTPs, 3 suggested answers la, if you have AS16 question na, solve it. Preparation is over for AS16. All of you. Partially AS11 over. So did you understand this? Any doubt na, you can definitely raise, my dear friends. Can I proceed further? Okay. Sai Ramnath understood? Super. Okay. My dear friends, going to next standard, which is AS12. AS12, government grant. சரி, அப்போ நார்மல் கிளாஸ்ல இருக்கிற ஒரு காம்னஸ் லேட்டர் ஆன் கேட்கக்கூடாதுப்பா. நானே டென்ஷனாக இருக்கேன்னு சொன்னேன். எக்ஸாமினேஷன் அந்த உங்களுக்கு என்ன ஃபீலிங் இருக்கோ அதை நான் வந்து ரிசீவ் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஐம் ஜஸ்ட் டேக்கிங் த லெக்சர். அதனால் ஏன் சார் நீங்கள் காமாக அப்படியே ஜாலியாக நடத்த மாட்டேங்கிறீங்கன்னா அதெல்லாம் முடியாது. கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக தான் போவோம். ஷால் வி கோ? Okay, so my dear friends, AS12 government grant. Okay, so as far as government grant is concerned, it's purely treatment for receipt of grant, refund of grant. We should know how to account accounting for receipt, refund, receipt of grant, refund of grant. This receipt of grant accounting depend upon what sort of grant you receive. So it is a monetary grant. அப்படினு ரொம்ப confusing terminology we don't want to use. Government giving cash pa. Cash it is through bank, government is giving money. All of you. Government is giving some asset other than cash. Assets other than cash. They are not giving money. They are giving directly asset. Some asset they are giving. All of you, two type of grant. One monetary grant, one non-monetary grant. So monetary grant, government is giving cash. Hey, jolly. Government is giving free cash. For what purpose? That purpose only will decide. Again, what is the accounting? Government gives grant in the nature of promoter's contribution. In the nature of promoter's contribution. Government giving grant in the nature of promoter's contribution. Government gives grant for buying fixed assets. That standard still continue to use the terminology called fixed asset. We have already changed the word fixed asset into property, plant and equipment. Okay. Then government is giving grant for some services, which means in the nature of revenue. Seri. Appo government is giving cash. For what purpose? Na, moonu type of we are dividing pa. In the nature of promoter's contribution, property, plant and equipment, and for services. So it is actually fixed asset. Adala we have depreciable or non-depreciable and depreciable. Non-depreciable and depreciable. Sorry, services kuda rendu. For the past services, for the future services, for the past services, future services. Ipo grant account quick. In the nature of promoter's contribution, what does it mean? Sir, we are going to commence one business or new unit or new venture. We are opening in a one particular place. Adukku total fund for buying asset, working capital requirements, advertisements, for buying raw materials, operational expenditure, and the total funding is around say 50 crores. 50 crores. All fund say it. And the 50 crores, government says that okay, total project you present 50 crore, say 20% we will give. 10 crores government is going to give us cash. For what abdina? In the total business. And the 10 crore which you can buy raw material, you can use it for advertisement purpose, you can buy fixed asset. Total business requirement some portion we are contributing na. Then entire actual 50 crore should have been contributed by owners of the business. Correct apa? Apo in the capacity of owners when they are bringing, not for sharing the ownership, they are giving free only, but not for a particular purpose. So because of they are contributing to a percentage of the total funding requirement, then that is called in the nature of promoter's contribution. Name itself, usually total funding should be arranged by owners. And the owners funding some portion government is giving, that is in the nature of promoter's contribution. In that case, it is credited to capital reserve, and the grant will be credited to capital reserve. Or entry it is bank to government grant to capital reserve. Bank to capital reserve but this is the normal way. First is the grant, and the grant was taken to capital reserve. It's not somebody giving money directly as capital reserve. All of you. This is basic accounting for grant received in the nature of promoter's contribution. Now, government is giving money for buying land, specifically non-depreciable. Now, government is giving money for buying land. Appo, what is the accounting? Then the standard says that there are two forms of accounting, my dear friends. Either you can show that particular grant as reduction from the value of the land, or you can directly credit capital reserve. So we can credit again capital reserve or credited to land, reduced from value of land. When we say non-depreciable asset, land. So thereby, my dear friends, either it is bank to capital reserve or bank to land. So for example, land, it is 5 crores. Government giving me 1 crore. Appo, what are the two accounting? 1. Land to bank 5 crores. Bank to capital reserve 1 crore. Asset side 5 crore. Equity side there will be 1 crore. Another presentation is land to bank 5 crore, bank to land 1 crore. The balance sheet land will be shown net value of 4 crores. I hope you are following this. Everybody. Okay, this is for non-depreciable asset. Similarly, my dear friends, as far as depreciable asset is concerned, if it is depreciable asset, na similar treatment only. Only thing is that instead of crediting to capital reserve, we'll be crediting that as deferred income. It will be recognized as deferred income. Income is what sort of income? Government grant. So it is called deferred government grant. So standard never say you should use the word called deferred government grant. They say that it is called deferred income. This is a income da, but it should be amortized over the period of the usage of the asset. Over the period of usage of the asset in the proportion of depreciation. Depreciation equal abdina, grant to equal. Depreciation WDV abdina, grant to WDV, it should be amortized. How it can be done? For example, my dear friends, asset order value 5 crores or 500 lakhs. Government grant received 100 lakhs. Appo presentation number 1 is asset to bank 500 lakhs. Adhe mari bank to deferred government grant 100 lakhs. This asset is having a life of 5 years. This asset is having a life of say 4 years. It is having a life of 4 years. 4 years. Life vandu 4 years. Appo we charge depreciation. Entry is depreciation to asset 4 years. So SLM, no other information given. SLM 125 lakhs. 500 divided by 4. Similarly, deferred government grant will be transferred to P&L to the extent of 100 lakhs by 4. It is 25 lakhs. Like that will be accounting, my dear friends. Hope you are following this. This is one method of accounting. Method number 2 what abdina? It is method number 2. Asset to bank. It is 500 lakhs. The government grant ரொம்ப important from the coming examination. So adaliyum particular refund based பண்ணி ஒரு question வரும். The last RTP la we had pon RTP இந்த RTP la pon RTP la you had a question from this government grant based on the refund. So please do definitely go through that particular problem. இந்த இதுலயே இருக்கு நினைக்கிறேன். So asset to bank it is 500 lakhs. Then bank account debit ஒரு plant abdina it's only a specific asset. Akash is asking sir whether plant abdina promoter contribution na promoter ஒரு asset வாங்கும்போது அந்த promoter னு ஒரு word யூஸ் பண்ணுவோமா நீங்களே common sense வச்சு யூஸ் பண்ணி பாருங்க. ஓகே so ஒரு company is opening a new industrial unit, government give grant, அப்போ அங்க வந்து promoter word will be coming or not அப்படினு செக் பண்ணி பாருங்க. சோ ரொம்ப ஒரு lower level யோசிங்க, கொஞ்சம் wider யோசி, you will be getting it my dear friend. So in this one company buying a plant, government giving grant, அப்போ there is no question of promoters contribution my dear friend. Understood? So promoters contribution எப்போ அப்படினா promoter ன்ற word எப்போ வரும் அப்படினா only when a new business unit commencement ஆகும்போது தான் promoter ன்ற word will come. Accordingly you can take it my dear friends. அது only backward area forward area அப்படிலாம் கிடையாதுப்பா. ஒரு new unit you are starting, அதுக்கு government is giving grant. So you are mistaken. Backward area பண்ணாதான் promoter வருவாரு, forward area la panna promoter வர மாட்டாங்க. I don't know what sort of understanding you are having and all. So தயவு செஞ்சு இது பண்ணுங்க, specific asset இல்ல ஒரு business venture new unit of business அப்படினு செக் பண்ணிக்கோங்க. That's all, simple as that. So I don't know why you are getting confused using certain words. இந்த மாதிரி படிச்சிட்டு போகாதீங்க எக்ஸாம்ல. இந்த வேர்ட் வந்தா இது, இந்த வேர்ட் வந்தா அது அப்படி கிடையாது. ஒரு business you are starting na then promoter will come. ஒரு asset you are buying na promoter word will not come. I hope you are following this. The term promoter அப்படின்றது the person who commences a new unit, new business. I hope you are following everybody. Okay, so similarly in the treatment, bank account debit to asset to bank it is 500 lakhs, bank account debit to asset it is 100 lakhs. Appo what happens? Depreciation you tell, depreciation to asset will be 500 lakhs minus 100 lakhs divided by 4. Suppose the question have given residual value, then you should consider residual value in charging depreciation. Don't forget it. All of you examination, most of the times they will give residual value. If that be the case, even residual value to be deducted to arrive at the depreciation. Like this, we should be charging depreciation. Hope you are understanding this discussion, all of you. This is second treatment. Now, this base panni the question is going to come. So, in this scenario, suppose, my dear friends, it is in year 2. In year 2 beginning, grant of rupees 60 lakhs refunded. Grant of rupees 60 lakhs refunded. Give journal entry for year 2. For both the options. So, in year 2 beginning, grant of rupees 60 lakhs. Actually, grant of 100 lakhs received. But beginning of year 2, after first year or beginning of year 2, 60 lakhs grant refunded. Appo give journal entry they are asking. Appo second year, what is entry? Grant refunded. Under option number 1. So, refunded accounting is what abdina? Whatever entry you made for receipt, that should be reversed. Whatever entry you made for receipt, that should be reversed is what we should understand, my dear friends. I hope you are following, everybody. So, thereby, my dear friends, suppose question number 1, it is given as asset to bank, bank to DGG. Then at the end of first year, already 25 lakhs already transferred. So, remaining what you have 75 lakhs. And what you have here, how much you are refunding? 60 lakhs you are refunding, all of you. Appo, what is the accounting abdina? It is year 2 beginning, it is, you are refunded this. So, deferred government grant to bank, 60 lakhs. You can debit entirely to deferred government grant provided you have adequate balance in the deferred government grant. Suppose this example, 80 lakhs government grant refunded. 80 lakhs government grant refunded. Can you tell what will be the journal entry? Number books, we had 100 lakhs. Adukapram 25 lakhs already charged to P&L. Our balance sheet, we have only 75 lakhs. But we are refunding 80 lakhs. What will be the entry? If you are refunding 80 lakhs, what will be the entry? It is DGG 75 lakhs, DGG 75 lakhs, apro P&L 5 lakhs, to bank 80 lakhs. Very good, Abhinaya. Thank you so much. Super. Appo DGG 75, P&L 5, to bank it is 80 lakhs. Like that you should be making. It is not DGG 60 lakhs, it is 75 lakhs is what we should be understanding. Because books we have 75 lakhs. It is not 60, Abhinay. Please do appreciate. Already given 75 and 5. I hope all of you following this. In the sum, it is only 60, DGG to bank 60 lakhs. I hope you are following. Understood? Sorry. If depreciation will be affected, will not be affected. Depreciation will be affected, will not be affected. Because of refund, depreciation will not be affected if there was first option. First option are the depreciation is not affected. Suppose that company did not give first treatment, it was giving second treatment. What second treatment? When they received a grant, they didn't put into DGG, they took it to asset account. How do we know whether they have put into DGG or to asset account? That will be very clearly mentioned in the problem, what they have done. So thereby don't worry, all of you. When they received a grant, what they have done in a very clearly would have been mentioned in the problem. So don't worry. So, if they have followed the second option, then refund what entry? Refund what entry under second alternative? Here it is asset to bank 60 lakhs. Asset to bank 60 lakhs. And then what will be the depreciation? Depreciation to asset for second year end. What is the depreciation? Depreciation will be, my dear friends, it is 375 lakhs was the book value existing at the end of first year. 375 lakhs is the book value that exists at the end of first year. 375, yeah. இல்ல 400 நினைக்கிறேன். 400 lakhs is the book value that exists at the end of first year. Because 500 adala already deducted 100, 300 pa, not even 400, 300 lakhs. How 300 lakhs the book value? So just book value by end of first year is cost was 500 minus government grant 100, adukapram depreciation deducted was 100, so book value was 300 lakhs. Book value by end of first year was 300. Now by making this entry asset to bank, the book value of the asset becomes 360 lakhs. Book value of the asset becomes 360 lakhs. About depreciation will be, my dear friends, depreciation to asset, it is 300 lakhs plus 60 lakhs divided by remaining useful life of 3 years, it will be 120 lakhs. Exactly, by this is 120 lakhs will be the new depreciation. So what was the actual depreciation you charge in first year? First year depreciation was 100 lakhs, but second year depreciation is 120 lakhs. I hope you are following this, everybody. இதுவே ஆப்ஷன் 1ல depreciation is not changing. First year 125 lakhs, second year also the same 125 lakhs. It will be continued without any effect. Hope you are understanding this particular area, all of you. So receipt and refund based on depreciable asset is going to be the examination question if it comes. Mostly it will come. So receipt and refund relating to depreciable asset now you should be focusing. So many other types of grant you need not be focusing much things, all of you. Okay, appo adhe mari last RTP la or question came, my dear friends. What question அப்படினா, see the asset was depreciated, the asset was having some value, my dear friends, and it was depreciated. Suppose it was asset oda cost. Imagine asset cost was 500 lakhs. How much? 500 lakhs. All of you. சரி, இதுல வந்து ஒரு 250 grant, government grant received was say 300 lakhs. Government grant received was 300 lakhs. Appo that was already deducted from the value of the asset. Appadi sum varala. I will tell you like this. Asset was 500 lakhs. All of you. Okay, useful life on the 4 years, useful life on the 4 years, depreciation charged for 2 years, depreciation already charged for 2 years. So year 1 125 lakhs, year 2 125 lakhs depreciation charged, book value now 250 lakhs. Now in relation to this asset, grant was applied, this was on 1/4/2021. So grant was applied on 1/4/2021 but received just now. So grant was received only by 31st March 2023. We received a grant of 300 lakhs grant. Books value of the asset is 250 lakhs. Grant received how much? 300 lakhs. Ipo the company wants to deduct the grant from value of asset. The company wants to deduct the value of grant, the grant from the value of the asset. Can they do so? Abdin question. So what is your answer? So asset purchased on 1/4/21 500 lakhs. Grant for 300 lakhs was applied on 1/4/21. Ana receive agala. We received the confirmation and received only on 31st March 2023. 300 lakhs grant received. Anniki book la irukra value 250 lakhs. So we have two alternative for accounting. One is taking into DGG, all of you. Okay, adu okay, but I don't want to follow that option. Another option you are telling no. What is it? Accounting is giving another option. You can deduct from the value of asset. You can deduct from the value of asset. Now I want to deduct from the value of asset. Can I do so? Abdina. So my dear friends, if you deduct entire 300 lakhs, then the asset value become a negative of 50, which is not allowed, so thereby you can deduct the value of the asset to the extent of only 250 lakhs. Remaining 50 lakhs should be recognized in the P&L as an expense or income. As an expense or income. It's income. It's grant received. About 250 lakhs will be shown up to the extent of book value. You can deduct from the value of asset. Remaining 50 lakhs will be shown only as an income. This is an RTP question or potential examination question. All of you. See, when you deduct grant from the value of the asset, you can deduct only to the maximum of the book value. Any excess naturally will be recognized only in the P&L. You, by deducting the grant from the value of the asset cannot have dash balance. Asset cannot have dash balance. This is the summary of that entire discussion. What is that? Negative balance. Hope all of you understood this. Everybody? Sorry. One more time, my dear friends. Sorry. This grant services received. In the pandemic time, we were doing lot of services, my dear friends. On the pandemic time, 2021, I did lot of ambulance services, oxygen services to so many people. 2021, thereby government acknowledging by giving grant in 21-22. Appo, and the grant received will be taken into my. It's not for buying assets and all. I did lot of services in the pandemic environment, so I am getting grant. So that will be taken into my P&L. All of you. Okay. Government is giving me grant for providing good drinking water to so many people for the next 10 years. Adukkaga government is giving grant abdina, then that grant, my dear friends, should not be taken into single P&L. It should be taken into deferred government grant and it should be amortized to P&L. It should be amortized to P&L. All of you. Appo past services conditions ellame already satisfied. Government is giving me grant abdina, then that grant should be taken as my income in P&L, not past P&L. Current P&L. But if it is for future services, then the grant received will be taken into balance sheet liability side, and every year some portion of the grant will be taken into P&L. We call this amortization of grant. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. Okay. So, my dear friend Vishal, I already told you. So, refund ke enna treatment abdina, whatever treatment you provide for receipt of grant, that receipt of grant should be reversed. Suppose you have already credited entire grant in P&L in the past. Now you have to refund. Naturally, now it will be debited to P&L. Originally credited to deferred government grant, now it will be debited to deferred government grant to the extent available. Balance naturally will come out of P&L. Vishal. So, there is no separate treatment for capital grant refund, revenue grant refund. Refund accounting is based upon what accounting you provided at the time of receipt of grant. Vishal, hope you are understanding or acknowledgement. So, proceeding further. Can I proceed further? Sir, Appo, sir, AS12 nariya discuss pannirukkom. Quicker, sir, what and all we told? There is problem area, sir. If I am going to start a new venture, new unit, one industrial unit is to be opened like that. Father, government is giving grant. It is in the nature of promoter's contribution. It should be credited to capital reserve. Similarly, for buying non-depreciable asset, it is credited to capital reserve or deducted from value of asset. Both the answer you should give. Depreciable asset abdina, then either deducted from the value of asset or put into DGG, and same way like depreciation, you should take the DGG into P&L. Depreciation you charge, DGG is taken to P&L credit. All of you. Refund treatment is exactly the reverse of receipt treatment. What treatment you provide for receipt, adoda reverse the refund. All of you. Grant for past services then credited to P&L, future services put into DGG, and later on every year it is amortized to P&L. Ivala AS12, my dear friends. So, idhile and the PPE, depreciable asset, receipt of grant, refund of grant, based all the last 4 RTP questions to solve, my dear friends, more than sufficient for AS12 preparation. All of you. If AS16 over, AS12 over. Can I go to next standard? AS11, AS11, AS11 deals with 3 items, my dear friends. So title enna? The effects of changes in foreign exchange rate. AS11, the effects of changes in foreign exchange rates. Deals with 3 items: accounting for foreign currency transaction, accounting for forward contract, then translation in branch accounts. Last 3 attempts we did not had problem from foreign branch, so thereby potentially this time it could be even a 15-mark question or a 10-mark question from foreign branch also. There is a possibility, because last 3 examination we see questions coming from dependent and independent only, exchange alternative. So thereby there is a chance. இதெல்லாம் வந்து again பக்ஷியெல்லாம் சொல்லலப்பா, just the comparatives of the question papers of the past tells that there is a possibility of a foreign branch question this time. Okay, sorry, translation rules are applicable to foreign branch problem. Coming back to accounting for foreign currency transaction, what do you mean by this? Sir, we are an Indian enterprise making all the transaction rupees. ஏதோ ஒரு 1 or 2 transaction it is denominated in foreign currency. One foreign customer request, you should bill me only in foreign currency, like that requirement. Now, so 1 or 2 transaction I am doing in foreign currency, but accounting I should do in Indian currency. So adha we are going to discuss as accounting for foreign currency transaction. Appo few rules. I don't want to jot down all those points and all, my dear friends. What and all notes we have written, quickly recalling. Transaction initially to be recorded at the rate prevailing on the date of transaction. We call that as spot rate. Spot rate abdina, the rate prevailing at the time of transaction. So I am selling goods to a foreign customer. At that time, whatever exchange rate prevailing, on that exchange rate should record the transaction. Maybe billing is $30,000. But at that time 70 rupees na, $30,000 into 70 rupees is what I should be accounting, all of you. So sold goods for $30,000 on 1st March 2021. On that date $1 equal to 70. Appo we should be recording at this value. It's very easy, no? So what is that? It is debtors to sales, customer to sales, 30,000, 3 lakhs, so 21 lakhs. 21 lakhs. How do you get 21 lakhs? $30,000 into rupees 70. This is the entry we are making on 1/3/2021. Now this money is expected to be collected by 1st June 2021. Achacho, transaction we are doing in 2021, collection in the year 21-22. What we do now, standard says that, if it is going to spread over 2 different years means, then by the year end, monetary items from this transaction. What do you mean by monetary items? Money which is foreign currencies and receivables and payables which are in foreign currencies. So cash in hand, cash at bank, as well as receivables and payables, fixed receivables and payables. Appo inga sales monetary item, correct? Sales is not monetary item. Only assets and liabilities can be monetary item. So we already explained that. So what is that monetary item? Now in the sum it is only debtors which is monetary item. Fixed receivable. What is the fixed receivable? $30,000. Now whatever happens, I will be getting $30,000, and the debtors, the monetary item, should be restated to the closing rate. Imagine $1 equal to rupees 75. Appo this particular debtor should be restated. Debtors balance will increase. So it is $30,000 into 5 rupees. Why 5 rupees? 75 minus 70. So So it is how much? 1,50,000. Debtors increase, which will be recognized as exchange gain, which will be transferred to P&L. Which will be transferred to P&L. Hope you are understanding this, all of you. Next, by 1st June 2021, imagine this amount is getting collected. At that time, $1 equal to 78. So in that case, my dear friends, it is bank account debit. 30,000 into 78. What is that amount, my dear friends? 22 lakh 40, yeah. 23 lakh 40, yeah. 23 lakh 40,000. Credit debtors, in our books debtors will be 22 lakh 50,000, and we will book again exchange gain to the extent of 90,000. This gain is for the year 2021 and this gain is for the year 21-22. The first recognized gain is for the year 2021, second is gain for the year 21-22. Appo in the demonstration what are the concept you are understanding na? Transaction initially should be accounted at the rate prevailing on that date. Then if balance sheet date comes before the settlement, then dash item should be restated. Monetary item should be restated. Edu monetary? Receivable payable madri irundha adu should be restated to the balance sheet rate. Differences will be recognized as gain or loss. Adukapra settlement time la vara gain or loss. What is the gain or loss? Difference between the settlement value and book value. Settlement value and book value is also recognized as gain or loss, is what we are doing for the accounting for foreign currency transaction. So hope you are understanding this, everybody. Seri. Ipo the same is applicable, my dear friends. The same is applicable even if it is a loan taken in from foreign bank also. We already discussed that it is initially recognized, upon restated every year. Monetary item, it is getting restated every year. All of you. Seri. Ana AS11 there is an option, there is an alternative treatment. Option to apply alternative treatment. What is the alternative treatment, my dear friends? In the alternative treatment, first of all, is applicable only for long-term monetary item. It is applicable only for alternative treatment. So, edukku alternative, sir? First, be very clear. Every time exchange gain loss to be recognized in P&L. One more time. Whether it is restatement gain or loss or settlement gain or loss, there are two gain or loss. One is restatement gain or loss, another one is settlement gain or loss. Both the gain or loss always to be recognized in P&L. All of you. Then and there we should be recognizing in P&L. This is first primary treatment as per AS11. Now alternative treatment. Instead of this, we can follow some other treatment. What is a treatment? Na? Before I discuss the treatment, it is applicable only for dash items. It is applicable only for dash item. This is as per para 46A of AS11. It is applicable only for long-term monetary item, which means what? For small trade receivables which is going to be settled in 2 months time, 5 months time and all, this is not applicable. Only when that monetary item is having a maturity period of more than 12 months, then only it is a long-term monetary item. All of you. Appo, what we are understanding now, suppose my dear friends, I took a loan, bank to loan, which is $60,000. So $1 equal to 70. Appo it is 42 lakhs. 42 lakhs. Like this I recognized this particular loan, my dear friends. All of you. Okay, this is the loan recognized on 1/4/21. Now by 31st March 2022, we know $1 equal to 75. Appo I should restate this loan. Correct? By 5 rupees. Appo 60,000 into 5 abdina, it is 3 lakhs rupees. 3 lakhs rupees should be increased to the loan. Correct? Appo first treatment, my dear friends, $1 to 75 na. So primarily AS11 treatment enna na, it is exchange loss to be recognized in P&L to loan to the extent of 3 lakhs. Like this, loan will be increased by 3 lakhs by recognizing an exchange loss of 3 lakhs. I hope you are following. இதுக்கு நடுவுல A16 வேற உள்ள வரும் sometimes. All of you? Okay. What is alternative treatment? The standard says that this difference, instead of directly recognizing in P&L, it can be recognized in an account called FCMITDA. அப்படிங்கிற account. FCMITDA. Like that one account you can recognize. Under this FCMITDA account can be amortized to P&L over the period of the loan equally. Over the period of the loan equally. Suppose the loan period வந்து ஒரு 4 years அப்படினா then the 3 lakhs ல ஒரு 1/4 75,000 will be transferred to P&L of this year. 75,000 next year P&L. Like that it can be amortized. All of you. Which means actually என்ன சொல்றோம்னா either 3 lakhs immediately recognized or 3 lakhs is getting amortized. அப்படினு ரெண்டு treatment available. Understood? When to follow what? It's not a question of when to follow what. It is not based on circumstances. It is based on the option adopted by that company. All of you. So, if they follow the first treatment, then treatment is entire amount will be recognized in P&L. If they follow second option, then it is initially recognized in this account FCMITDA. What is this FCMITDA? Foreign Currency Monetary Item Translation Difference Account. So, it is initially recognized in that account and every year some portion will be transferred to P&L. Hope you are understanding this. Clear? Okay, அப்போ examல loan base பண்ணி question வந்தா you should provide both the answer. If the entity opted for option 1, this is the treatment. If the entity opted for option 2, so it should be recognized in the second FCMITDA. Even if they don't give the period of loan and all, you should not be blinking. You should write theoretical answer. What is that? It is recognized in FCMITDA and amortized to P&L over the period of loan. அப்படி எழுதணும். Understood? Sir, அது கொடுக்கல இது கொடுக்கல அப்படின்ட்டு அந்த கொஸ்டின்ல இருக்கிற இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் பேஸ் பண்ணி how well you can write. So to the extent possible, your understanding can be written. Theoretically you can write instead of committing with some numbers. All of you. Sorry, like this we are just taking, my dear friends. Why I am telling this now? See, classifying investment into current and long term, we told it is not based on the dash period. It is always based on the dash period. Classifying investments into current and long term is never based on the actual holding period. It is based on the intended holding period. Now, it is not based on the actual holding period. It is based on the intended holding period. But exam question came in such a manner. They gave date of investment, amount of investment, market value of investment. The question was having date of investment, cost of investment, market value of investment. அப்படின்ட்டு ஒரு 4 investment given. Now classify and determine the correct value of investment. Classify the investment and determine the value given. All of you. Appo actually all these 4 investments can be long term. Even if it is actually for 1 day also, it can be long term. Depending upon dash. Intention. All of you. But on the question la intention la kodukala. No other choice left. Which date we are doing the classification? On the date, if the investment or a period is within 12 months, we will take it as current investment. Already crossed 12 months, we should have taken this as long-term investments. I hope you are following this, everybody. So, concept is based on the intention. but intention not given. I should solve the problem. Solve the problem. I should do something. Thereby I don't have any choice left. So there is one investment made on 1/7/20. I am doing on 31st March 2022. If it is more than 1 year now, then naturally we'll be considering. Last examination question is what I am telling. So in more than 1 year now, then it is considered as long-term investment. Other 3 are less than 1 year, so we are taking as current investments. I hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, based on the available information, you should provide the answers is what we are explaining, my dear friends. So with this, we are understanding about this AS11, adala first part treatment. Did you understand the AS11 first part treatment? Sir, AS11 what and all you discussed, sir? AS11 I discussed only one thing. Transactions initial on the rate, balance sheet date anniki restated, settlement anniki we will find out another differences, and gain or loss account in the respective period, like that we told. Alternative option given by AS11 for dash items only, long term monetary items. What is the alternative option? And the difference you need not put into P&L immediately, put into this account called FCMITDA, and it is amortized over the period of the loan, all of you. And one more point there is that if that long-term monetary item is relating to depreciable asset, then you should not be putting into FCMITDA, then the exchange difference strictly should be adjusted against the value of the asset. Strictly should be adjusted against the value of the asset. That also told, but at the basement examination question varadu, so I don't want to tell more things which is not expected from an examination perspective. All of you. This is AS11 first part. Next, accounting for forward contract. Vaanga sir, this is main. Abdin neenga main wait pannirkalam illa already you have understood also. Forward contract. Forward contract. Forward contract na first of all enna abdina, it's a contract for buying foreign currency or selling foreign currency on a future date at a predetermined price. Rate fix pannittom. Anna, I am going to buy or sell on a future date. After 3 months, I will buy $50,000. I will sell $50,000 at rupees $1 equal to 60. Abdine or enter pandra contract, we call it as dash contract, forward contract. In the forward contract, may be for hedging purpose, or it may be for speculation purpose. May be for hedging purpose, or it may be for speculation purpose. Hedging, abdina enna sir? My dear friends, after 3 months, I have dollar receivable. I have dollar receivable, or $40,000 I have receivable. Appo now understand pandrathu enna? So today, if I look into the rate, my dear friends, dollar oda rate it is $1 equal to 70. But I am finding 3 weeks before it was 75. Now it is 70. There is a chance that it might go up to 60 also. All of you. Today if I get $40,000, I will be getting 28 lakhs. But if it is going to become 60 rupees now, I will get only 24 lakhs. Understanding? I am not really giving any priority for the dollar value. Enakku rupee value is important. So I am finding it that future 60 achna 24 lakhs. If it is 50 rupees na, it will be 20 lakhs. And one fear arke. Future la I will be getting $40,000. Appo enakku 24 varuma, 20 varuma, 15 lakhs varuma. I don't know, depending upon the rupees getting strengthening there. I hope you are following this. Understood? Rupee weak nagala, rupee is getting strengthened. Appo I fear this. அதனால என்ன பண்றேன், ஓகே இப்போ எவனாவது பேங்க் கிட்ட போய் I am fixing a contract. I will sell you dollar after 3 months. Now tell me a rate today. அப்படினா he will quote some rate based on the projection. He will say, okay, we will buy at 65 rupees. அப்படினு contract போட்டு எழுதிக்கிறேன். Understood? அப்போ what am I doing na, my fear of loss அங்க getting arrested. Okay, அப்போ maximum என்னோட loss 70 and 65 தான். Understood? The difference between 70 and 65 only. I hope you are following this, everybody. today 70 pa, I am now entering into contract. Market la ni enna price vena varatum, whatever the price comes, I will sell it to you for 65 rupees. Understood? So இந்த ஒரு ஆக்ஷனுக்கு பேர் தான் ஹெட்ஜிங் ஆக்டிவிட்டி. ஸோ நிறைய லாஸ் பற்றி ஃபியர் ஆகி ஒரு டிரான்சாக்ஷன் என்டர் பண்ணுறேன். ஸோ டிரான்சாக்ஷன் என்டர்ட் இன்டு எய்தர் டு அவாய்ட் லாஸ் ஆர் மினிமைஸ் லாஸ், அதுக்கு பேர் ஹெட்ஜிங். புரிஞ்சுதா? அப்போ ஃபியூச்சர்ல when you have a forward foreign currency receivable, அதுக்கு கவுண்டர் பண்ண when you enter into a sale contract, or future you have a foreign currency payable, அதை கவுண்டர் பண்ண you are entering into a forward purchase contract. இதுக்கெல்லாம் பேரு தான் dash contract entered into for hedging purpose. I hope you are following this. சரி, அப்ப ஹெட்ஜிங்கா இருந்தா நம்ம என்ன பண்ணோம்னா, we need not look into what will be the subsequent prices and all. Henceforth market price change ஆகிறத பத்தி வரிடே பண்ண வேண்டாம். Tomorrow what date, next date, no 70, அப்புறம் contractually you are agreeing for 65. இந்த difference தான் உங்களோட maximum loss. Understood? That should be deferred over the period of the contract. The difference between the spot rate and the contract rate should be recognized as gain or loss, which should be amortized over the period of the contract. Suppose, my dear friends, in the contract is falling between 1/3/21 to 1/6/21 அப்படினா, then it should be amortized over this 3 months. அப்போ 1 month for 2021 no, 2 months for 21-22 அப்படி amortize பண்ணனும். Hope you are understanding this, all of you. இது hedging இல்லையா? ஸ்பெகுலேஷனா இருந்தா then your gains and loss is not going to be arrested, it is not freezed. So then what is my gain or loss? Today it is 70, irrelevant for me. I have entered into a contract for 65 rupees. அப்ப 65 rupees க்கும் and actually when the contract is getting realized, அன்னைக்கு இருக்கிற exchange rate, the exchange rate, my dear friends. So exchange rate on the expiry of contract, that difference will be booked as gain or loss at the time of settlement. It is not getting amortized. So 3 rate இருக்கு. So 1321 1621 அப்புறம் contract rate 1621 rate. இந்த 3 rate hedging இருந்தா difference between these two should be taken. If it is speculation இருந்தா difference between contract rate and actual rate that exists at the expiry of the contract should be taken as gain or loss, and entire gain or loss is accounted at the time of settlement. I hope you are following this. Hedging contract இருந்தால் difference between spot rate. What do you mean by spot rate? The rate prevailing on the date of entering into contract. Expiry கிடையாது. Commencement of contract no, contractual rate no. Contractual rate na அந்த contractல சொல்லி இருக்கிற rate. I hope you are following this, everybody. அப்ப ஃபைனலா my dear friends, ரொம்ப காம்ப்ளிகேட் பண்ண வேண்டாம். ஹெட்ஜிங் இருந்ததுன்னா difference between commencement rate அதாவது spot rate சொல்லுவோம், and simple common sense காக we understanding as commencement rate, layman understanding, commencement rate and dash rate, commencement rate and contractual rate. In the amount amortized over the period of the contract, this is for hedging. Speculation means, my dear friends, it is difference between contractual rate and the rate that will prevail at the time of expiry of the contract, entirely recognized on settlement, no amortization. I hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, இது just understand about the treatment based on this particular hedging and speculation, my dear friends. So எப்படி hedging and speculation நமக்கு தெரியும்னா, if the question says that they have a receivable to counter that they are entering into contract na, அது hedging contract. Simply only forward contract to buy or sell is entered na, that is speculation contract is what we should understand my dear friends. Idu over. Next we have translation rules which you should learn through the foreign branch problem my dear friends. Integral foreign operation, non-integral foreign operation. Integral foreign operation we classify items into monetary, non-monetary. Non-integral foreign operations, P&L account items, balance sheet items. So here all the monetary items translated by using closing rate, non-monetary items actual rates. Difference வந்து exchange gain or loss, exchange gain or loss in P&L. And non-integral foreign operation, P&L actual rates, all the balance sheet items using closing rate including plant and machinery, land and building, stock, even though they are non-monetary items, even such items also will be translated by using closing rate. Difference வந்து will be recognized as foreign currency translation reserve. இப்போதைக்கு அது அவ்வளவுதான் சொல்ல முடியும். foreign branch problem மறக்காம சால்வ் பண்ணி பாருங்க. ஒரு high chance இருக்கு examinationல. So நம்ம ஒரு 3-4 sums we solved no. So those problems definitely should practice and go, all of you. With this we are concluding on to AS11. Shall we? Okay, இப்போ AS10 property plant and equipment. AS10 property plant and equipment. My dear friends, accounting standard 10, property plant and equipment. It's a coverage wise or the content wise it's very lengthy standard. Examination gana sala focused area alone you should be learning my dear friends. So property plant and equipment, what is PPE appadina? It is like tangible items held for use in production or supply of goods or services, rendering of services, use for rental purpose, administrative purpose, blah 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 things. My dear friends, property plant and equipments la specific exclusion enna appadina biological assets, biological assets adukapram wasting assets, idu rendume excluded from property plant and equipment. Biological assets appadina it is living animal, அதே மாதிரி living plants, living plants. So living animal, living plants இது வந்து biological assets. So வேற எதை நினைச்சுக்கூட biological assets, living animal, living plants. So இது excluded, but my dear friends ரொம்ப இம்பார்ட்டண்டா இங்க வந்து other than bearer plant, other than bearer plant. What is this bearer plant? அதுக்கு முன்னாடி what do you mean by this other than bearer plant na? Bearer plant அப்படினா it is a biological asset, it is a biological asset, but AS10 is applicable. AS10 is applicable. Generally AS10 is not applicable to biological asset, but if it is a bearer plant na, even though it is a biological asset, AS10 is Sai Ramanathan, AS10 is applicable. It is applicable. Super. Seri. What is a bearer plant? Bearer plant அப்படினா என்னன்னா a plant which is used for producing agricultural produce. ஏதோ ஒரு produce பண்ணணும். It bears such produce for more than 12 months. It bears such produce for more than 12 months. Then the plant itself should not be the produce. The plant itself should not be the produce. The plant should not be itself the produce. So is what we are understanding my dear friends. So மூணு condition, அது agriculture produce generate பண்ணணும், it should bear the produce for more than 12 months. The plant itself is not the agriculture produce, which means I grow teak wood, sandal tree, different plants I grow for the purpose of timber, for the purpose of timber. அதெல்லாம் வந்து 10 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 30 lakhs. So sandalwood tree and all when I cut and all, no. So we can become crorpadis. Don la agalam. You have seen Pushpa movie, no? So அதெல்லாம் bearer plant illa. They are not bearer plant. The plant itself is the produce. So thereby it is not bearer plant. All of you. So bearer plant na, it should bear some fruit, vegetable and the mari, it should bear something and it should bear it for more than 12 months. So the mango, apple, orange idellame vande we are understanding as bearer plant. Adukku we can apply A stand. Anyway, tomorrow introduction kaga what is bearer plant abdinu sometimes a case study question can come. So core accounting, my dear friends, core accounting, we have initial recognition, subsequent expenditure, subsequent recognition, initial recognition, subsequent expenditure, subsequent recognition, adukapra issues relating to depreciations, so இதுதான் வந்து மேஜரா எக்ஸாமினேஷன்ல வரப்போற ஏரியா my dear friends. Initial recognition, subsequent expenditure, subsequent recognition, depreciation. Actually we have discussed some 10 different areas for the purpose of standards coverage. We discussed about subsequent change in the dismantling liabilities, adukapra retirement and disposal, and very so many things and all. Examination perspective vara vera areas I am discussing. Initial recognition abdina very first time when this asset coming into existence, we fix a value, no? Initially it will be recognized at cost. Appo what is the cost of PPE? What is the cost of PPE, my dear friends? Appo cost of PPE depends upon it is acquired or self-constructed, acquired for cash, acquired for consideration other than cash. So like that we understand. So whenever it is acquired for cash, my dear friends, it is purchase price minus trade discount if any plus non-refundable duties and taxes. This base money mostly many times question varum, they will give purchase price, discount rate, non-refundable duties and taxes plus all directly attributable expenses till the asset is capable of operating in the manner intended by the management. அப்படினு words இருக்கு. In other words, till it is ready for use, intended use, till it is ready for intended use அப்படின்றதான் concept. But the wordings in the standard is till it is capable of operating in the manner intended by the management அப்படினு words. Anyway, நம்ம complicate பண்ண வேண்டாம். So all directly attributable expenses இதெல்லாத்தையும் add பண்றது தான் we are understanding as the value of the asset. I hope you are understanding this, all of you. One more amount இது இல்லாம add பண்ண வேண்டியது, so நியூவா introduce ஒன்னு என்னன்னா the PV of dismantling liability, present value of dismantling liability should also be considered. Present value of dismantling liability, for example, my dear friends, machinery purchased for purchase or list price, machinery list price it is 50 lakhs, machinery list price வந்து 50 lakhs, all of you. Okay, அதுக்கு அப்புறம் trade discount 10%, non-refundable tax it is 8 lakhs, non-refundable tax 8 lakhs, transportation cost 2 lakhs, installation cost 3 lakhs, trial run cost 4 lakhs, trial run cost 4 lakhs. அதுக்கு அப்புறம் inauguration cost it is 2,50,000. PV of dismantling liability, it is 5 lakhs. அப்போ what is the value of this asset? What is the value of asset அப்படினா 50 lakhs minus trade discount of 10%. இது 5 lakhs வேண்டாம். Let this be some 1,50,000. So 50 lakhs minus 10%. So it is 5 lakhs to be deducted. 50 lakhs la 5 lakhs deducted. So you get 45. அதுக்கு அப்புறம் 8 lakhs to be added, 2 lakhs to be added, 3 lakhs to be added. Trial run cost should be added. Is trial run cost to be added? Trial run cost to be added. Inauguration cost to be added. Before the machinery started usage, அன்னைக்கு அந்த ப்ரொடக்ஷன் கமென்ஸ்மெண்ட் அன்னைக்கு கொஞ்சம் நல்ல இனாகுரேஷன்லாம் பண்றோம். அந்த காஸ்ட் should be added? No, it should not be added. Inauguration cost should not be added. PV of dismantling liability should also be added. What is dismantling liability? After some 20 years of usage of the asset, the asset should be dismantled. And the dismantling, we needed to hire the professionals to whom we should make a professional fee of 3 lakhs. And the 3 lakhs paid, dismantling liability may be 3 lakhs, but it is after 20 years. But today's value how much abdina? It is only 1.5 lakhs. Even that also has to be added. Thereby, my dear friends, it is 53, 55, 58, 62. It is 63.5 lakhs. I hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, appo PV of dismantling liability na an amount of expenditure that will be incurred to dismantle this, to completely destroy this particular asset. Sometimes nuclear plant or power plants require this particular destruction required by the professionals. So such professional fees should be discounted to the present, should also be considered as part of the value of the asset. All of you, sorry. Now exchange with other asset, my dear friends. If it is exchange with other assets, கொஞ்சம் ஃபாஸ்ட்டாக போக வேண்டியிருக்கு, டைம் இல்லை, அதனால தான் டென்ஷன் ஆகும். எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் வித் அதர் அசெட்ஸ், மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். இஃப் இட் இஸ் எக்ஸ்சேஞ்ச் வித் அதர் அசெட், ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ தேர் ஆக்டிவாக இருக்கீங்களா? So many things I would have discussed in the classroom. Classroom அப்படின்னா the videos that you have seen, there are so many things you would have discussed. Don't get confused and now. Whenever there is exchange, then generally it should be recognized at fair value. It should be recognized at fair value. I hope you are following this, everybody. So, adu enna fair value abdina, my dear friends, I have there is a company called X Limited. There is a company called X Limited. X Limited is having one intangible asset. Intangible asset. Y Limited is having a PPE. In the intangible asset oda book value வந்து 5 lakhs and PP oda book value வந்து 20 lakhs. இதோட fair value, my dear friend, 6 lakhs. இதோட fair value it is 17 lakhs. All of you. இப்போ X Limited acquire PPE exchanging with intangible asset. Appo what should be the value in the books of, what is the entry in the books of X Limited? So journal entry in the books of X Limited enna? If no other information given, I told that we purchase PPE. We are not negotiating any price. We are not going to settle difference in cash and all. We are going to simply buy this PPE. Appo PPE should be recognized at fair value. Which fair value abdina? Fair value of the asset acquired or fair value of the asset given up, whichever is more clearly evident. Whichever is more clearly evident. Adalla question should tell which fair value is more clearly evident. If they don't say anything, generally we should take fair value of, we already discussed in a few standards, we should take fair value of, yes Naveen, very good. So AS 13 will discuss panna adhe concept will be applying. We should take fair value of dash, asset given up, fair value of asset given up. Upon the property, plant and equipment order value will be taken as 6 lakhs. Property, plant and equipment will be taken as 6 lakhs. Credit intangible asset. Credit intangible asset. What is that value to be taken? Whatever asset goes away from my books will be eliminated only at book value. Whatever this asset is going away, how much should be eliminated? It is 5 lakhs. And the difference is called profit on exchange. The difference is called profit on exchange, is what we should be understanding, all of you. Seri, suppose my dear friends, in the intangible assets or a fair value, we don't know, it is not at all given, it is not given na, then we should take fair value of the asset acquired. Suppose if you don't know the fair value na, overall only I'm going to discuss. I'm not going to make journal entries. Then what is that entry will be? What will be the entry? Suppose fair value of intangible asset not determinable, then PPE will be recognized at 17 lakhs. Credit intangible asset at credit intangible asset, that's 5 lakhs da. Credit profit on exchange 12 lakhs. Like that you should make entry, all of you. Seri, suppose my dear friends, fair value of both the assets not determinable. This asset fair value we don't know, that asset fair value we don't know na. Then what we should do? My dear friends, in the classroom of 8 hours we spend for this standard, we would have discussed little more thing about commercial substance, lacks commercial substance, has commercial substance, you need not be getting confused. Examination perspective thereby idellam pure to pure or simple layman discussion for approaching the examination questions, that's all. Okay, so in that case, book value, fair value if it is not known na, then we should take book value of asset given up. If no fair value given, then entry will be PPA debit dash value. How much? PPA debit 20 lakhs No, book value correct. And book value of asset given up da. There is no book value of asset acquired or given up, whichever is more clearly evident. No, book value strictly book value of asset given up da. So thereby it is PP debit 5 lakhs to intangible asset 5 lakhs. So book value concern, aduva doubt only book value of the asset given up is the cost of PP. I hope you are following this, everybody. So that is how you should be considering, my dear friends. Rendu fair value kudutha, which fair value to be taken? Rendu fair value kudutha, fair value of the asset given up da. Adu illana, can I take fair value of asset acquired? Yes, you can take it. All of you, as far as book value is concerned, strictly it is the book value of the asset given up is what we should understand. So this is exchange transaction. Understood? Okay. As far as cost is concerned, my dear friends, cost is concerned, inclusion exclusion based panni question can come, my dear friends. So it is there in the RTP. So you should know directly attributable cost abdin sonna ennalam cost abdina, we have employee cost, cost of site preparation, or machinery vaangurom, we need or even place. So without any or uneven space or even space kaga, we are doing some alteration work to the existing building na, adum will be considered as part of the machinery cost, all of you, which is called cost of site preparation. Employee cost means, so if employee used for supervision of production, production of construction of that particular asset, installation of that particular asset, then the employee's cost should also be capitalized. Then my dear friends, we have delivery cost, installation cost, various handling cost, trial run cost, professional fees. So I have machinery XYZ. Which machinery I have to buy? Abdinradha decide panna. I am consulting a professional. And the professional fees can I add to the cost of machinery? I have finally decided that I will buy machinery Y. XYZ confusion. Say why vaangano? Adukku I took one consultation from a professional. Whether the consultation fee can there be added to the cost of the machinery? It can be added. Professional fees can be added to the cost of the machinery. It is a directly attributable expenditure only. So thereby, my dear friends, so if I have consulted a professional to acquire one particular asset, then that particular professional fees either in designing or in deciding their various other qualitative aspects of the machinery, if we hire any professional, and the professional fee should also be added to the cost of the asset. I hope you are following, everybody. Sorry. Similarly, exclusion, my dear friends, we exclude abnormal cost. So any general administrative overheads, any inauguration cost, advertisement cost, relocation cost, இதெல்லாம் excluded my dear friends. Abnormal cost, general administrative overheads, relocation cost, exactly. So we have a missionary worth rupees 50 lakhs in Chennai. Now we are shifting this Chennai missionary to Coimbatore by incurring 1 lakh rupees cost. 1 lakh rupee transportation cost we are incurring just for transporting to Coimbatore. Our high sensitive missionary, so another ஒரு பக்கா transportation is required. We spend 1 lakh to transport this missionary from Chennai to Coimbatore. அப்போ அந்த missionary in the 1 lakh what we spent, can I add to the cost of the missionary? All of you, can I add up? I cannot add up. We should not. Either way, I am buying a missionary from Chennai to be used in Coimbatore. I am buying a missionary from Chennai to be used in Coimbatore from an external vendor. This transportation cost, can I add? I can add. So Coimbatore, it was used for 2 years. In Coimbatore, it was used for 2 years. All of you. Again, from Coimbatore, I am transporting this missionary after 2 years to Madurai. Upon the transportation cost can be added? No. Upon first time when I am buying from external vendor, transportation cost and all can be added, my dear friends. After it is already capitalized and started using, later on it is shifted from one place to another place. Now, then any other transportation cost cannot be added. That is called relocation cost. I hope you are following this, everybody. Seri, appo that way we are understanding about the initial recognition, what and all can be considered as part of cost when you buy for cash, similarly when you exchange with other assets. Understood? When it is self-constructed, all the material, labor, overheads, expenditure should be added. Material, labor, overhead, expenditure should be added. The important point is any abnormal cost, abnormal wastage of material, the abnormal labor cost, these things should be excluded in the self-constructed property, plant and equipment. This point you should be remembering, all of you. Okay, this is initial recognition, my dear friends. Initial asset is started used. Later on you are incurring some more expenditure. We call this as subsequent expenditure. Whenever you incur subsequent expenditure, my dear friends, if it is day-to-day servicing cost, general service cost, maintenance cost, it is expensed. Any major part replaced, it is always capitalized. Earlier we will look into whether it increases the efficiency of the asset, whether it increases the life of the asset. All these things we consider to decide whether to be capitalized or not. Now it is not so. My dear friends. If any major part is replaced, it should be capitalized. It should be added. Understood? So we need not check whether it increases efficiency or not. Or part, some substantial part in the replace pandona, it has to be capitalized. Adhe madri major inspection cost அப்படினு ஏதாவது கொடுத்தா அதையும் capitalize பண்ணனும். We already explained that in the classroom in relation to aircraft, plant, power plant, all these things, my dear friends, requires certification by checking every part, my dear friends. There will be so much of cost incurred for inspection of every component. So such inspection fees normally we say maintenance expenses. No, this standard says that it is required and thereby it has to be capitalized. All of you. This is treatment for subsequent expenditure, my dear. Day-to-day servicing cost is expensed. Any part replaced, it is capitalized. Major inspection cost should also be capitalized. Now, examination la கேட்கக்கூடிய ரெண்டு important areas we are going to discuss now, my dear friends. One subsequent recognition. What is subsequent recognition? When we prepare balance sheet, it is purely associated with subsequent balance sheet. Balance sheet prepared after the initial recognition. First time asset came into existence. Subsequently, we are preparing balance sheet. In that balance sheet, so we are not doing any transaction here. We are just going to prepare balance sheet. Books asset is showing some 20 lakhs. If that 20 lakhs we should show, or some other value we should show, we are going to discuss. That is called subsequent recognition. The standard says that we can follow either cost model or you can follow revaluation model. It's purely your option. You can choose as your accounting policy. You can choose as your accounting policy. Either you can follow cost model or you can follow revaluation model. Cost model abdina, in the balance sheet it will be shown at cost less accumulated depreciation. Under revaluation model, you should be showing the asset at the fair value. At the fair value. Generally market price is the fair value. We already defined so many places what is fair value. Market price understanding. So it should be recognized at fair value. I hope you are following this. Everybody? Seri. Appo books value, then if it is brought to fair value, then some increase or decrease will happen. No, that is considered as revaluation profit or loss. Revaluation profit or loss. But we should know, if you go for this revaluation model where you are going to show at fair value, definitely some extra gain or loss will arise. What is the treatment of such gain or loss? Which you should be knowing it, but we will discuss that. What is the treatment, my dear friends? If it is revaluation gain, it will be credited to revaluation reserve. If it is revaluation loss, means it will be debited to P&L. If it is revaluation loss, means it will be debited to P&L. Revaluation profit, it is credited to revaluation reserve and directly taken into balance sheet. It should not be an income in the P&L. Anyway, so once again, we have two model, cost model, revaluation model. So for revaluation model, suppose 1421 purchased machinery for 30 lakhs, purchased machinery for 30 lakhs, life under 10 years, 31st March 2022, 31st March 2022, fair value, my dear friends, it is 35 lakhs, 35 lakhs. Now, tell me, my dear friends, if you follow fair value model, that is revaluation model, whether you should charge depreciation, should you charge depreciation? If you are going to follow revaluation model, should you be charging depreciation? Yes, depreciation should be charged irrespective of the model you follow. Depreciation should be charged irrespective of the model you follow. Cost model you should charge depreciation. Fair value model you should be charging depreciation. All of you? Okay, sorry. If you are following cost model, no problem. Originally purchased for 30 lakhs, 10 years life. What is the depreciation for first year? What is the depreciation for first year? What is the depreciation for first year? It is 3 lakhs. Depreciation for first year is 3 lakhs. Okay. Now, if you follow revaluation model, you should bring the asset to 35 lakhs. No. Making the asset to 35 lakhs should be done after charging first year depreciation, before charging first year depreciation. In other words, you should do revaluation. First depreciation, then revaluation. First revaluation, then depreciation. By 31st March 2022, what should you do first? First dash, next dash. What? If you follow revaluation model, it's an option given. It's an option to you. Either you follow cost model or revaluation model. Yeah, so thereby it should be first depreciation should be charged. Then only we should do revaluation. About 30 lakhs, 3 lakhs is depreciated. So 27 lakhs. In the 27 lakhs, you should make it to 35 lakhs. What is the revaluation profit? What is the revaluation profit? 35 lakhs. Appo revaluation profit is 8 lakhs. So it is not 5 lakhs revaluation profit, it is 8 lakhs revaluation profit, which is credited to what? Revaluation reserve, which is credited to revaluation reserve. Appo revaluation loss debit in P&L, revaluation profit credited to revaluation reserve. Revaluation loss debit P&L, revaluation profit credit revaluation reserve, credit revaluation reserve. I hope you are following everybody. Oh, this is the basic treatment. But my dear friends, suppose you are doing a revaluation which is a subsequent revaluation, already in the past also it is revalued. When you are doing subsequent revaluation, when you are getting profit, normally we credit what? Subsequent revaluation, we are getting profit. Normally we credit what? What is revaluation profit? Asset value increases. Asset debit, credit what? Revaluation reserve. But standard says that if there was any loss accounted in the past, then to the extent of the loss, what have you done in the past? And the loss of what did you do in the past? In the past, you would have respond pannunga. Debited P&L, very good. So you have debited P&L. Now to that extent, now that the P&L should be credited. So first time you had a loss of 3 lakhs. Subsequently you are having a profit of 5 lakhs. Now what is the entry? Now asset account debit 5 lakhs. Profit nale asset increasing. Credit P&L to the extent of 3 lakhs. Credit revaluation reserve to the extent of 2 lakhs. I hope you are following this, everybody. Which means when you do the subsequent revaluation, previous effect, if any, should be reversed. Then you should give original treatment. Original treatment what? Debit loss na debit P&L, profit na credit revaluation reserve. That's okay. But before giving this, previous effect should be reversed. So that is what we should be knowing. Similarly, suppose first time profit of 4 lakhs. Subsequently, there is a loss of 5 lakhs. What is accounting entry you think? In that case, first time profit you credited revaluation reserve. Now you are getting a loss of 5 lakhs. Basic treatment of loss what? Debit P&L. But you don't debit P&L. Even before debiting P&L, debit revaluation reserve. Whatever you have created in the past to the extent of 4 lakhs. Debit P&L to the extent of 1 lakh, credit asset to the extent of 5 lakhs. I hope you're understanding the treatment of revaluation, profit or loss. All of you following? Okay. In the stage bounce started still going still going above the head, I don't know. I hope you're all following, everybody. Or 2.5 hours crash panna, adukaprom you go through the problems. Concept we are going to discuss, okay? Fine. So that way we are understanding about this revaluation treatment, my dear friends. As far as depreciation is concerned, depreciation is going to be based upon the depreciable amount. So cost minus residual value. This is called depreciable amount. And this depreciable amount over the useful life, it should be depreciated in a systematic manner, means in a particular method, depreciation method. Cost minus residual value, depreciable amount should be depreciated over the useful life by following some method. So which may be like WDV method, SLM method, units of production method, either or method which is reflecting the pattern of economic benefits. All of you. Okay, now listen carefully, my dear friends. Every year this the residual value, useful life, depreciation method shall be reviewed in the மூணுமே residual value, life, method இதெல்லாம் review பண்ணணும். என்ன review பண்ணணும்? Life ன்றது estimated number தான் 10 years னு. Later on we understand, you not 10 years, 8 years, not 8 years, 12 years, not 12 years, 15 years. Residual value after 10 years, how much I will get? 5 lakhs. Then few number of years later I understand, we will not get 5 lakhs, we will get only 3 lakhs. So the amount will keep on changing because they are all dash numbers, estimated numbers, all of you. Similarly, method should reflect the pattern of benefits. What is this pattern of benefits? Earlier I thought that the benefit from this asset will be same in all the years. So thereby I was following SLM. Now I understand that benefit is not same in every year, benefit is keep on decreasing every year. So I want to follow WDV method, not SLM method. All of you. Like this changes happens abdina, then the standard says that you should change the depreciation on a prospective basis. Depreciation shall be changed on a prospective basis. Prospective basis by considering remaining depreciable amount and remaining useful life. Remaining depreciable amount and remaining useful life, which means you should not do anything retrospectively. So you are suddenly changing into WDV. Okay, you change but not on a retrospective basis, only on a prospective basis, including change in method of depreciation, because change in method of depreciation is henceforth, in fact so many years from 1416 onwards, it is no longer change in accounting policy. Change in method of depreciation is only change in accounting estimate. Change in method of depreciation is only change in accounting estimate and not change in accounting policy. I hope you are understanding this, all of you. In foundation you studied a very good, super. So இவ்வளவுதான் வந்து AS10. இவ்வளவுதான் AS10 கிடையாது. It is 7.5 hours, 8 hours topic. But simple revaluation question, depreciation question, then whether these expenditure can be added to the cost of the asset or not. Is it directly attributable expenditures or not? அதை base பண்ணி தான் simple questions will come from the property, plant and equipment. All of you. Okay, சரி. Suppose my dear friends, cost வந்து 20 lakhs. Cost 20 lakhs. Today's fair value 30 lakhs. Today's fair value 30 lakhs. அப்போ useful life 5 years na, should this asset be depreciated? This is fair value 30 lakhs. This is fair value. Today's market price 30 lakhs. This asset should be depreciated. Yes, we should depreciate even if the market price, even if the fair value exceeds more than the cost. Still we should be definitely be charging depreciation. I hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, suppose my dear friends, cost 20 lakhs, life வந்து 5 years. இப்போ residual value after 5 years, residual value after 5 years is going to be 24 lakhs. Should this asset be depreciated? Residual value after 5 years, அந்த மாதிரில possible sir? Yes, possible. You constructed a building pa, the building வந்து cost 20 lakhs. After 5 years you want to dispose the building. அப்போ building oda value எல்லாம் கூட there is appreciable possible. So thereby we understanding that after 5 years we expect building value to be 24 lakhs அப்படினா, then there is no need for charging depreciation. So, but today's market price higher, lower, doesn't matter, you should charge depreciation. But at the end of life of the asset, still the recovery is going to be more than cost. There is no need for charging depreciation. At the base panni, or question is there in the RTP. You should be definitely going through that question. All of you. Last 2 RTP la ஒரு question இருக்கு, அதையும் நீங்க go through பண்ணுங்க. Okay, in fact all the RTP accounting standard question you should be going through at least 4 RTP question. That is more than sufficient for your examination preparation. With this we are concluding onto AS10 property, plant and equipment. Shall we proceed further, everybody? My dear friends, in AS 13, investments primarily classified into current investment, long-term investments. This current investment should be valued at lower of cost and fair value. This question is again and again coming. Current investment valuation is lower of cost and fair value. Long-term investments will be valued only at cost unless there is a permanent decline. So which means I purchased for 1 lakh rupees. Today's market price 95,000 rupees. Should I consider, should I not consider? I purchased for 1 lakh. After 3 months when I prepare balance sheet, market price is 95,000. Should I consider, I should not consider? Na? Current investment arda, yes, I should consider, and I should value at 95,000 only. I hope you are following this, everybody. But if it is long-term investments, I need not consider 95,000. I will still value only at 1 lakh. This is the answer. I hope you are following this. I purchase one investment for 1 lakh. After 3 months balance sheet date, market price is 95,000. What is the value of investment? If it is current investment, then lower of these two. Long-term investment, only at 1 lakh. But again you should write theory. What is that? If the reduction of 5,000 is a permanent decline, then it should be valued at 95,000. So in the valuation base panni, question comes from AS 13. Nothing beyond this. Innor area vandu reclassification. Very, very simple, my dear friends. Current to long term. I told you, no, and the captains from Saurav Ganguly to Dhoni to Kumble and all. So, which one more time, captain Adhe madri, one more time, when current is getting transferred to long term, we'll apply the same principle of dash. Investment. Do you remember in the discussions? So, we will apply one more time the principle of current investment. So, reclassification from current to long term, we will apply one more time principle of current, that is lower of cost and fair value. I hope you are following this, everybody. Okay, this way long term into current investment, my dear friends. So we should consider long term into current, it is lower of cost and carrying amount. So original or investment current classify pannadu, later on become long term investments so and the reclassification value how much abdindra area will also be tested in the examination, my dear friends. All of you, AS 13 la general testing is either valuation or reclassification. Either valuation of current and long term or reclassification. All of you. For example, a question came in the form of like, number workbook le bank having so many investments. So, is it as per AS 13? Simple answer. What is the simple answer? For banks, AS 13 is not applicable. Banks should account investments only as per the RBI guidelines. So thereby this standard is not applicable for such bank. You should be giving the answer, my dear friends. All of you. Okay, suppose that way we are understanding about AS 13, nothing more than this. But we have an investment account chapter we have taken for 20 hours. So investment accounts, definitely one 8-mark question is expected either from fixed income bearing securities or variable income bearing securities. I may forget, so in the meantime I find the last 3 examination again I didn't notice a problem on loss of profit. That because of 3 examination we did not have loss of profit. Insurance claims will be having a question from loss of profit. Probably, most probably we might be having a question on loss of profit. 8-step approach. Remember all those 8 steps, my dear friends. All of you. Okay. Now, similarly, towards the end, in my analysis, I'm just helping you. That's all. So I find that in the last question paper we didn't have significant questions from single entry and cash flow statement. Single entry and cash flow statement. அப்போ இந்த எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு இந்த ரெண்டு டாபிக்ல இருந்தும் significant presence is expected, possible. So நம்ம என்ன பண்ணதுனால ஒன்றும் இல்லை, இந்த லாஸ்ட் இந்த 4 ஆர்டிபியோட சிங்கிள் என்ட்ரி சம்ஸும் கேஷ் ஃப்ளோ சம்ஸும் மறக்காம பண்ணிடுங்க. ப்ளீஸ் சால்வ் தட். Foreign branch problem, loss of profit problem, loss of stock or loss of profit problem la vandu definitely please see and go through and go. Okay, இதுதான் வருமா அப்படினா சொல்லி கேட்றாதீங்கப்பா. நான் திருப்பியும் எதுவும் கேரண்டி எல்லாம் பண்ணல. It's just that analysis of the questions. You would have done this, so same way I have done. So I have analyzed. So yesterday evening la இதான் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தேன். 4 question paper analyze பண்ணி as if I am going to write the exam. அப்ப எது நிறைய சான்ஸ் அப்படின ஒரு analysis அவ்வளவுதான். So every question has got the potential of coming in the exam because 125 marks la எப்படி வேணாலும் examiner வந்து fit in பண்ணலாம். And more prominence, more chances based upon what did not came in the last exam. அவ்வளவுதான் விஷயம். Understood? Okay. Anyway, going to the next standard, my dear friends, which is AS2, inventory valuation. So definitely in the exam sure AS2 question I am expecting, my dear friends. So it is inventory, valuation of inventories, AS2. Very simple. Inventories valuation. Inventory should be valued at lower of cost and NRV. Valued at lower of cost and NRV. Purchase price, conversion cost, other cost, such other cost, NRV, estimated sales value minus estimated cost of completion minus estimated selling expenses. So purchase price, conversion cost, other cost. NRV is estimated sale value minus estimated cost of completion minus estimated selling expenses. இதான் வந்து NRV. Cost பொறுத்தவரை purchase price, generally considered for raw materials, and if you are trader means finished goods they will buy and sell. Conversion cost, my dear friends, consists of labor cost and overheads. Overhead cost consists of variable overheads and fixed overheads. எல்லாமே ரொம்ப சிம்பிள் தான். Labor cost அப்படினா actual labor cost should be added, which is variable. It is incurred only in relation to the number of units produced. It is incurred. Similarly, variable overheads also incurred actual in relation to the actual units produced. All of you. Raw material அப்படிதான். Fixed overheads, my dear friends, should be allocated to the production cost. Fixed overhead should be allocated to the inventory cost based upon dash. I hope you remember this. I don't know, can you recall this? Fixed overhead should be allocated to inventory cost. Fixed overheads allocated to inventory cost based on normal production. Based on normal production. Sorry, but if actual production is higher, if the actual production is higher abdina, then it is going to be based on the actual production. Yes, Anirudh, very good. So which means, sir, it is normal capacity or actual production, whichever is higher abdi edutukalama. Yes, fixed overheads allocated to the inventories based on the normal production capacity. Whichever is lower illapa, whichever is less illa. Naveen, whichever is higher, exactly, whichever is higher. So my dear friends, for example, director or just we just taking this. So material raw material 20,000 units 20,000 units, cost price rupees 40 per unit. Raw material 20,000 units, rupees 40 per unit. Then my dear friends, through demonstration I will explain the whole concept my dear friends. So raw material is 20,000 units, cost price it is 40 per unit. Variable cost, labor cost incurred rupees 4 lakhs. Labor cost incurred 4 lakhs. Variable overheads rupees 6 lakhs. Fixed overheads rupees 10 lakhs. Actual production (15,000 units). Actual production 15,000 units. Units sold 12,000 units. Normal production 16,000 units. Now what is the cost price of finished goods? What is the cost price of finished goods? I will also provide like this: raw material consumed only 15,000 units. Raw material consumed only 15,000 units. So what is the cost price of closing stock of finished goods? Question is what is the cost price of closing stock of finished goods? What is the cost price of closing stock of finished goods? In the other question will come. What is the cost price of closing stock of finished goods? So Abhinay has given 3,07,500. So raw material 20,000 units we have, which is cost price 40 per unit. Consumption வந்து 15,000 units தான். So my dear friends, it is closing stock of inventories. So closing stock of inventories. So what is that? We have raw material cost, we have labor, we have variable overheads, fixed overheads. So my dear friends, as far as raw material cost is concerned, it is, you can either compute in separately also, or total production cost also you can compute, and you can accordingly arrive my dear friends. Maybe total production cost if you are comfortable. Raw material cost is 15,000 into 40. How much is that? 6 lakhs. Labor cost how much? Labor cost is 4 lakhs. Variable overheads it is 6 lakhs. Variable overheads it is 6 lakhs. Fixed overheads is 10 lakhs divided by 16,000 units. 16,000 units into 15,000. 10 lakhs divided by 16,000 into 15,000. So what is that coming to? Fixed overheads should be allocated to inventories purely based on the normal production capacity, or we can understand simple manner, normal production capacity or actual production capacity, whichever is higher. In that basis we can take what is this number, 10 lakhs by 16,000 into 15,000. It is 9,37,500. Thank you. So what is the total amount? What is the total? 10, 16, 25 lakh 37,500. 25 lakh 37,500 is the cost relating to our closing stock will be 25 lakh 37,500 divided by 15,000 into how many units we have in the closing stock? 3,000. Where from we got 3,000, sir? We produced 15,000, sold 12,000, our closing stock is 3,000. So accordingly, my dear friends, it is how much? 3 lakh 5 lakh 7,500. Okay, so 5 lakh 7,500. So is the value of closing stock. I hope you are understanding this. If all of you, one question is, most of the times it will be based on the fixed overheads allocation, my dear friends. Fixed overheads allocation. Innone, let me tell you, my dear friends, based on the NRV testing and all. So listen carefully. The second problem area that is possible from the inventory question is that. So let me give you some numbers here, shall we? Okay. So finished goods. Finished goods. Cost price of finished goods rupees 3 lakhs. Cost price of work in progress, it is 2,10,000. Market price of finished goods, $3,30,000. Estimated selling expenses 10% of sales value. 10% of sales value. Compute the value of inventory as per AS2. Compute the value of inventory as per AS2. So closing stock, my dear friends, we are just providing information. Closing stock, inventory information of a company, J Limited. So finished goods 3 lakhs, WIP 2,10,000. We have 2. Then market price of finished goods given, estimated selling expenses. What is seen as selling expenses? 10% of sale value. Compute the value of inventory as per AS2. Can you all quickly tell me what is the value of inventory as per AS2? What is the value of inventories? Inventories includes raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, everything. So what is the value of inventories as per AS2? What is the value of inventories as per AS2? What is the value of inventory as per AS2? So we understand, my dear friends, it should be valued at lower of cost in NRV. So we have finished goods, we have WIP. First cost to price 3 lakhs and 2,10,000. NRV is 3 lakhs, 3,30,000 minus 33,000. What is that number comes to? It is 2,97,000. 2,97,000. As far as NRV of WIP is concerned, please listen. We take market price of finished goods because we don't have market price for work in progress. So we have only market price for finished goods minus estimated cost of completion, which is 90,000. which is 90,000. How do we get 90,000? Very simple part. WIP 2 lakh 10, finished goods 3 lakhs. Now, to make this WIP into finished goods, we need another 90,000. We need another 90,000. So, it is 3 lakh 30,000. To get this 3 lakh 30 from this 2 lakh 10,000, I should incur 90,000 rupees minus 33,000 selling expenses. So, what is the NRV of WIP? What is the NRV of WIP? It is 2 lakh 7,000, 2 lakh 7,000. So, thereby my dear friends, so value of AS2 valuation. So, as per AS2 valuation, it is lower value. So, that is 2,97,000 and 2,07,000. So, thereby it is how much is the value? 5 lakh and 4,000. 5 lakh and 4,000. So, cost of completion means what? The cost that needs to be incurred to convert WIP into finished goods. To convert WIP into finished goods. About where that 90,000 was given, 90,000 is nowhere given in the question, but we know finished goods would have cost 3 lakhs, WIP would have cost 2 lakh 10. If this WIP to convert into finished goods in future will incur additional 90,000. So, which means if we want to get 3 lakh 30,000, in future I have to spend 90,000. That 90,000 is called cost of completion. I hope you understand this, all of you. Appo combining both finished goods and WIP based panni like this a problem can come in the examination based on AS2. Practice the problems from the RTPs, my dear friends. Mostly all the RTPs are in the same lines, problems are given. Okay. Sorry. Appo the valuation of this WIP and finished goods are lower of cost and NRV. Lower of cost and NRV. Raw materials, my dear friends, for raw materials, NRV abindra edathila it is cost and NRV adukku we use replacement cost. Usually, if we sell how much we will get, that is what NRV. But for raw materials, NRV is nothing but replacement cost. What is replacement cost? Now, today if I buy, how much I have to pay? Today if I buy, how much I have to pay is what we are understanding as NRV for raw material. Sorry, we will take that as NRV and we should take whichever is lower. No. Raw materials alone, there is a small exception. What exception? Now, my dear friends, suppose raw material cost is 1,000. NRV of raw material is 950. So, generally we might value this at 950, but the AS2 says no, don't consider this. Look into the status of finished goods. Suppose finished goods cost is 5,000, NRV is 6,000, my dear friends, or at least equal to 5,000, which means we can recover this 1,000. So, raw material generally valued at cost. Always valued at cost. Only in one scenario it will be valued at NRV. Which scenario? It is NRV of finished goods is less than cost price of finished goods and NRV of raw material is less than cost price of raw material. Then only raw material is valued at NRV. Otherwise, always raw material will be valued at cost to price. Hope you are following this. One more time, let me repeat. Raw material எப்போமே cost தான். You need not apply cost or NRV, whichever is lower. ஒரே ஒரு situationல தான் you should apply that principle. When அப்படினா finished goods ஓட NRV is much less. It is 4,500. Then NRV of raw material less. ரெண்டு NRV less இருந்தாதான் then raw material will be valued at NRV. I hope you are following this. Which means என்ன சொல்ல வரோம்? Even if NRV of raw material is less, if NRV of finished goods is more, then raw material will be valued at. Please answer that particular point. Raw material NRV less, but finished goods oda NRV more. Upper raw material will be valued only at cost. Even though its NRV is less, it doesn't matter. Abdindra point also you should be knowing. All of you, the base panniyo question is there in the RTP, my dear friends. So we will combine these three areas. One, the fixed overheads oda absorption. So allocation. Number 2, work in progress, cost of completion, identification. So whenever you take NRV for WIP, then it is estimated sale value minus cost of completion minus selling expenses. All these things will come. Innonu raw materials dependent on finished goods. That base panna valuation. In the 3 items da normala getting tested from AS2. Nothing more than this, my dear friends. All of you. AS1 la, if at all question comes, don't really bother. That's pakka theory question da AS1. No numbers, no computations. Pure to pure disclosure. Pure to pure disclosure. What AS1 says, significant accounting policy apply should be disclosed. That's the base money question illa. Most of the times questions are coming from change in accounting policy. If you make any change in accounting policy, then that has to be disclosed. You need not, suppose like, you find a half a paragraph answer in the suggestion answer. Don't worry about that. Don't get fear about, oh, you AS1 puriyala abdinta. You just mention so and so policy in your own language. Or butler English la, you just state that so and so policy changed in the current year from this to that. Abdina you mention. Also mention the effect. So and so asset, because of this change, asset is getting increased by this much. Similarly, effect on profit. Profit or loss is also getting affected by this much. This is what you need to state. If at all a question comes from AS1, this time we are not expecting any question from AS1. If at all question comes now, most of the times, whenever AS1 question comes, they will mention they were initially following this policy. Now they are following this policy. Give a disclosure. Then you should mention the fact that so and so policy is changed. Similarly, effect should be disclosed. This, because of this, stock will be increased by 5 lakhs. Profit will also be increased by 5 lakhs. Like that, we need to show. All of you. So AS1 la no computations, my dear friends. So ipo quick in the remaining or 5 minutes irukku, the 5 minutes na enna spend pannalam appadina, just want to mention about framework. Earlier and all in the framework and all neglected area. If almost in every examination oru 5 mark in question number 6 la irukara oru 4 out of 5 அப்படின்ற questions la definite oru question is getting coming, my dear friends, right? So framework, yeah, obviously you need also mention the reason for change also, because accounting policy can't be changed just like that based on whims and fancies. Based on our wishes we can't change. It is required by accounting standard. It will give better presentation of the financial statements. Like that also you should mention. Abhinand. Framework for preparation and presentation of financial statements. There are so many areas we discussed for 3 hours. Now we 3 minutes la conclude pandrom. Framework la. Idhula or examination area what you should understand na, financial statement oda users alla not required. Objective of financial statement, purpose of framework, so many things we discussed. Financial statements oda characteristics. Financial statements characteristic. Sometimes ஒரு theory question இந்த தடவை expected இருக்கலாம். What are the characteristics of financial statements? ஒரு financial statement என்ன character இருக்கணும்? என்ன character இருக்கணும்? I have already told you. So ஒரு communication என்ன இருக்கணுமோ அதான் இருக்கணும். Whatever today I am doing, no, that is what? What is the character? It should be understandable. Understandability. Sari, you are understanding whatever I am telling. Next it should be what? Relevant இருக்கணும். It should be relevant to you. Relevance. True and fair வேலாம் கிடையாது. So ரொம்ப 4 important characters. என்ன 4 important characteristics of financial statements அப்படினா qualitative characteristics na. So first whatever I tell you should understand. Whatever I understand should be relevant to you. சரி, it is relevant sir. பக்கவா relevant. ஆனா பொய்யா சொல்றீங்களே. It should be reliable. So third character should be reliable. It should be comparable. It should be comparable in the 4 important characteristics. So understandability, relevance, reliability, comparability, normal communication or features. Whatever I say you should understand. Understanding is not sufficient, it should be relevant to me. Relevant not sufficient, it should be reliable, 100% truth you should tell. Then it should be comparable with others. Okay, this is characteristics. Then my dear friends, in the last examination, before they have already asked my dear friends. So we have elements of financial statements. Elements of financial statements. The elements of financial statements: asset, liability, income, expense, equity. Asset, liability, income, expense and equity. Since in the last examination they have already tested a question based upon this. So making an analysis: asset, liability, equity, opening balance. So 10 lakhs, 4 lakhs, 6 lakhs. Then they give some transaction: dividend received. Dividend received. Appo what happens? Cash increases. So dividend received 2 lakhs. Appo it is 12 lakhs. Liability remains the same. So equity becomes 8 lakhs. Like that, you need to provide the effect of each and every transaction, not accounting income, expense and all, just showing the asset and liability. So that is not required, my dear friends, as of now. So this is elements of financial statement based analysis. Measurement basis. Measurement basis. Adume last examination tested. What and all na? Historical cost, current cost, realizable value, present value. So I purchased one bike for 1 lakh, historical cost. Today I can sell only for 90,000. It is current cost. Then today if I want to buy, I have to pay 1,30,000 to buy the asset again. It is current cost. Then realizable value. If I sell today, I will get only 70,000 realizable value. Present value means by using this bike in a race, I can earn 50,000 for next 5 years or a discounted value. So PV of future benefits, that is present value. Anyway, this measurement base also have already tested in the just concluded examination. Seri. Aduthathu capital maintenance. Capital maintenance. My dear friends, what is capital maintenance? Romba simple pa. Your closing capital should be at least equal to opening capital. Your closing capital should be at least equal to opening capital. Understood? In other words, your closing capital minus opening plus additional capital, my dear friends, should be either nil or positive. Either nil or positive. I hope you are following this, everybody. Which means whatever capital you had at the beginning as well as whatever you introduced, that much capital you should be minimum maintaining at the end. Which means you should not have taken home. You should not have taken home. I hope you are following this. Appo closing capital, say it is 5 lakhs. Closing capital it is 5 lakhs. Opening capital vande what abdina you check. So if it is 4 lakhs abdina, then you find that this particular 1 lakh is the difference. So in the particular difference one is nothing but retained profit. It is nothing but retained profit. Single entry concept I already explained you. The difference between capital is nothing but what? The difference between capital is nothing but profit or loss. But you also have additional capital, drawings, etc. and all. Now this 1 lakh represent that portion of the profit which you have not drawn. This is that portion of the profit which you have not drawn. Your computation of capital maintenance is like this: closing capital minus opening plus additional capital should be your retained profit. This retained profit what you calculate should be positive or nil. If it is positive or nil, which means you have maintained adequate capital. If it is negative na, unga comments enna varukum? The business have not maintained adequate capital. This is the capital maintenance concept. Capital maintenance concept. All of you. சரி, இதுல மூணு கான்செப்ட் இருக்கு. மூணு கான்செப்ட். என்னெல்லாம் மூணு கான்செப்ட் அப்படின்னா, ஃபினான்ஷியல் கேபிட்டல் அட் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் காஸ்ட், ஃபினான்ஷியல் கேபிட்டல் அட் கரண்ட் காஸ்ட், அதுக்கப்புறம் ஃபிசிக்கல் கேபிட்டல் மெயின்டெனன்ஸ். ஃபினான்ஷியல் கேபிட்டல் அட் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் காஸ்ட், ஃபினான்ஷியல் கேபிட்டல் அட் கரண்ட் காஸ்ட், அப்புறம் ஃபிசிக்கல் கேபிட்டல். மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், ஒன்றும் இல்லை. ஸோ ஃபினான்ஷியல் கேபிட்டல் அட் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் காஸ்ட்னா actual closing capital, actual opening capital, you take it. Do you follow? Financial capital at current cost means then closing capital 5 lakhs you take. Now opening index you will take the opening capital adjusted based on the price levels. So thereby suppose opening index was 100, closing index is 120 na, then even though opening you had 4 lakhs and the other 4 lakhs on the closing date is not 4 lakhs, it should be a different value based on the index you should calculate. So that is what we are understanding as. So restating the opening capital in terms of current purchasing power. Restating the opening capital in terms of current purchasing power. Above 4 lakhs by 100 into 120. It is 4,80,000 and accordingly you take it. You have physical capital maintenance. Study model partha, you might understand that both are one and the same. Actually they are not, both are one and the same and all. So under physical capital maintenance again we'll use the same index and all. Only thing is we will use different index for different assets and liabilities. We'll use different index for different assets and liabilities. Inga financial capital concept la will use only an average index, average price index for the net capital amount. So first of all, capital means what? Assets minus liabilities, This is what we are understanding as capital. If when you use index for the net capital amount, then that is called financial capital at current purchasing power. But when you use index for each of the assets, separate index, machinery or index where, vehicle or index where, land and building or index where, borrowing or index where, tani index apply panni, then you find out the separate restated values of assets and liability and finding out capital na, that is called physical capital. Anyway, other base panni question varadilla. So you will be having only these two concepts, my dear friends. Financial capital at historical cost, financial capital at current purchasing power. Even if they ask you also, they will give a different index for a physical capital maintenance. So on the index should be used and you should be finding out. Ungaloda comments enava irukum appadina, if this is positive or nil, the business have maintained adequate capital. All of you. If it is negative na, business have not maintained adequate capital. The business have not maintained adequate capital. Seri. Ipo or samla you are working like this. Suppose opening capital 7 lakhs. Closing capital 9 lakhs. Closing capital is 9 lakhs. Adukapram they are also working out index. So opening index 100, closing index 130, closing index 130. All of you now compute retained profit under financial capital at historical cost and financial capital at current cost, current purchasing power, current cost. They are asking. So can you tell me what is the retained profit under these two methods? Opening capital 7 lakhs, closing capital 9 lakhs. 100, 130. What is the retained profit under historical cost and at current cost? Financial capital maintenance at current cost. அப்ப நீ ஏதோ மிஸ்டேக் பண்ணிருக்கீங்க. So under historical cost and current cost, financial capital maintenance. So closing capital is 9 lakhs. ரெண்டு இடத்துலயும் 9 lakhs தான். Opening capital, it is actual amount. இங்க வந்து 7 lakhs by 100 into 130. It is 9,10,000. So here it is 2 lakhs and here it is 10,000 negative. So which means under historical cost, the entity have maintained adequate capital. But if it is in terms of current cost, the entity have not maintained adequate capital. All of you? Okay. Appo question they are also giving, my dear friends, drawings for the year. That inge adjust pannumana, inge adjust panna vendam. Suppose they are telling drawings is 50,000. Appo what is the maximum drawings they should do to maintain adequate capital? Suppose drawings already given as 50,000. If indirectly ipdi or question kekren, I am asking this question. What is the maximum drawings that they should have done? Already drawings 50 pantanga. Ipo but oru hypothesis la I am asking this question. What should have been the drawings to maintain adequate capital? What should have been the drawings to maintain adequate capital? Under the first historical cost, the enterprise could have drawn 2,50,000. 2,50,000 could have drawn 2,50,000. Say puriliye sir. Sir, already they have drawn 50,000. Now, in spite of that, after drawing 50,000, still they are having a balance of 9 lakhs. No, which means they are having a positive 2 lakhs. So, if you want to maintain exactly adequate capital, they could have drawn 2,50,000. All of you. But this is second scenario, they can draw only maximum of 40,000. So they could have drawn only 40,000. So what they have drawn was excess. Abdina comments pass panna vendi varum. Avladhaan. I hope you are following this. Everybody, ivlo nama concept. Capital maintenance is bhayangara tough ullam kediyadu. Opening capital should be at least equal to closing capital. In other words, closing minus opening difference should be either nil or positive. Understood? Which means that business have maintained adequate capital. Abdin understanding. So, and you know one more thing, that closing capital is anyway after drawings. Appo you may have to make a comment about drawings. Drawings excess, drawings short, comments you may be asked to do. I hope you are following this. Everybody, easy concept. நிறைய பேர் கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆகிற ஏரியா, பட் ஈஸி கான்செப்ட். ஷால் வி? ஆனால் இதெல்லாம் இல்லைப்பா இந்த எக்ஸாமினேஷனுக்கு. ஃப்ரம் திஸ் வாட் வி எக்ஸ்பெக்ட்னா a problem based on the testing of going concern. A problem based on the going concern. இந்த RTP-லையும் இருக்கு, study module-லையும் இருக்கு. And I also asked you without fail. In the classroom also we did it. I asked you to go through that particular problem, my dear friends. Appo a problem assuming going concern, no going concern. So if there is no going concern, all assets and liability should be shown at, assets should be shown at expected realizable values. Liability should be shown at expected settlement values. And the differences should be taken into P&L. Hope you remember. All of you. No going concern, no amortization. No amortization of expenditures or incomes. No amortization of expenditure or income. So definitely ஒரு பக்ஷி சொல்றது அப்படின்னு வெச்சுக்கோங்களேன். So I expect a question based on again the analysis of question papers. I understand that there is a probability of a question that comes from going concern, no going concern based money question, which is already there in study module. RTP ல repeat ஆயிருக்கு. Without fail இந்த question நீங்க பாருங்க, ரொம்ப easy problem. ஆனா there is a chance it can come for 10 mark also. நேரா 10 மார்க்குக்கு இந்த question வர chances இருக்கு. So ஒரு trading P&L presentation easiest thing, without fail அதை revise பண்ணிடுங்க. Okay. So with this we now come to the concluding stage, my dear friends. Cash flow statement, you know, operating, investing, financing, cash flow வராதுன்னு கிடையாது. Sometimes in the final accounts la a problem based on classifying items into current, non-current, share application money, pending allotment. So adu base pannila or question there is a chance. So adala chuma glance through pannunga pa. So moreover in the next 2 days vande don't study anything new concept and all, but practice all the last 4 RTP problems. அதுக்கப்புறம் 2 suggested answer அதாவது சால்வ் பண்ண அட்லீஸ்ட் ரன் த்ரூ பண்ண ட்ரை பண்ணுங்கப்பா. ஸோ இஃப் நாட் பாசிபிள் டு ப்ராக்டிஸ், யூ ஹாவ் ஃப்ரைடே, யூ ஹாவ் சாட்டர்டே, யூ ஹாவ் சண்டே டில் ஹாஃப் அ டே, இவ்வளோ டைம் இருக்குது. ஸோ நிச்சயம் செம்மையாக பண்ண முடியும். ஸோ நான் தான் சொல்கிறேனே, எனக்கு லாஸ்ட்டு எஸ்டர்டே பிஃபோர் எஸ்டர்டேலேருந்து ஏதோ நான் எக்ஸாம் எழுத போகிற ஒரு டென்ஷன். எப்போ எக்ஸாம் வந்தாலுமே, சிஏ எக்ஸாம் வந்தாலுமே அது ஒரு டென்ஷன் இருக்க தான் செய்யும். ஸோ உங்களுக்கும் அது இருக்கும். பட் அதை லிமிட்டாக வச்சுக்கோங்க, பயப்படாதீங்கலாம் சொல்லலை. ஒரு லிமிட்டில் இருக்கிற ஃபியர் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் வெரி குட். அது ரொம்ப அவ்வளோ ஃபோக்கஸ் க்ரியேட் பண்ணும், டெடிகேஷன் க்ரியேட் பண்ணும். ஓவர் ஃபியர் அப்படின்னா அதுக்கப்புறம் யூல் பி கொலாப்சிங். அதே மாதிரி ஃபியர் இல்லைன்னா நிறைய மிஸ்டேக்ஸு, நான் கேஷுவலாக இருக்கேன்னு ரொம்ப ஓவராக ஜாலியாகவும் இருக்காதீங்க. கரெக்டாக லிமிட்டாக வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ நோ எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம்ஸ் ஆப்வியஸ்லி, எக்ஸாக்ட்லி இஸ் வாட் வி ஆர் டெல்லிங். எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம்ஸாக இருக்கிறதுனால நம்ம எதுவுமே அச்சீவ் பண்ண போகிறதில்ல, எல்லாமே லிமிட்டாக இருக்கணும். நீங்கள் எல்லாம் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க. Hours and hours of classes you have attended, 1400 hours plus classes attend பண்றது, it's not a joke. So somewhere if it is hidden, so I'm telling you again the same thing. When you try to recall the whole subject at one go, எனக்கு என்ன, what do I know in accounts, what do I know tax na, nothing will come to, blank screen that will be shown. But if a specific question is read, then naturally your brain will unwind things and will give you the proper answer. So just be very very calm in the examination my dear friends. நல்ல ஒரு டீப் ப்ரீத், எப்போ டென்ஷனாக நல்ல ஒரு டீப் ப்ரீத் எடுத்துக்கோங்க. கொஞ்சம் வாட்டர் எப்படி நான் அப்பப்போ இந்த தண்ணி குடிக்கிற மாதிரி அதே ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணிவிட்டு 100 marks attempt வந்து மந்த்ராவை வச்சுக்கோங்க. ஸோ 100 marks attempt is definitely you should do. There should not be any excuse for leaving any 4 marks 5 marks. அந்த 1 hour ப்ராப்பராக அசஸ் பண்ணுங்க. சிஎஸ்கே மாதிரி லாஸ்ட்டு 4 hours ஆடாமல் வந்துடாதீங்க. 4 hours ஆடி தான் நிச்சயம் வின் பண்ணியிருப்பாங்க. ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி நம்ம வந்து ஒரு 80 marks பெஸ்ட்டாக பண்ணுவோம் அப்படின்னு நான் இது இல்லை. ஐ ஆல்வேஸ் பிலீவ் இன் திஸ் தியரி தட் ஆவரேஜ் 100 marks இஸ் மச் பெட்டர் தென் எக்ஸ்ட்ரானரி 70 marks attempt. ஸோ அதனால் முடிஞ்ச அளவுக்கு அந்த 100 marks கம்ப்ளீஷன் அப்படின்ற சாட்டிஸ்ஃபேக்ஷனோட வெளியே வாங்க. ஓகே, ஸோ ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட் ஃபார் யுவர் எக்ஸாமினேஷன். நம்ம மறுபடியும் இன்னொரு நாள் மீட் பண்ணுவோம். வில் பி மீட்டிங் ஃபார் அட்வான்ஸ்ட் அக்கௌண்டிங் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். வில் மீட் ஃபார் த அட்வான்ஸ்ட் அக்கௌண்டிங் ஆல் த ஸ்டாண்டர்ட்ஸ். இதே மாதிரி 23rd அன்னைக்கு மார்னிங் ஒரு 7 to 10 வந்து வில் பி டேக்கிங். ஓகே, ஸோ ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட் மை டியர் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ். ஸோ ஹரிணி இஸ் ஆஸ்கிங் a doubt. So I have a doubt in which question should we pass journal entries in AS 16, 12, 10. Only if they ask you journal entry, we should make journal entry. Otherwise we need not do any journal entry pa. Only if the question specifically asks you entries, give journal entries, we should make. Otherwise no entries. Now you go through all the questions from RTP my dear friends. Okay, all the best, hearty wishes, do well. There are doubts irundha please ask. Yeah, thank you, bye bye. We'll meet for advanced accounting. இதே மாதிரி 13 standards we'll do. நல்லா rapid revision பண்ணுவோம். ஓகே, கான்ஃபிடென்ட்டாக எல்லாமே அட்டெம்ப்ட் பண்ணுங்க. ஸோ இதுக்கு மேலே என்ன சொல்கிறதுன்னு தெரியல. ஓகே, பை பாய், ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். என்ன கேட்குறீங்க தெரியலையே ஷர்மிலி. நம்ம ரிவிஷன் பண்ணியிருக்கோம், அவ்வளோதான். இது அடிக்குவேட்டா இன்அடிக்குவேட்டா அப்படின்றது உங்கள் ப்ரிப்பரேஷன், ஐ டோன்ட் நோல. டூ வெல். யா, எஸ் சாய் ராம்நாதன், ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட், பாய், தேங்க்யூ, ஃபைன். ஸோ படிங்க, டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ணாதீங்க, போய் சாப்பிடுங்க, படிங்க, ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட், டூ வெல். ஓகே, வில் மீட் இன் த அட்வான்ஸ்ட் அக்கௌண்டிங் செஷன். ஓகே, ஸோ அட்மின் நான் வைண்ட் அப் பண்ணலாம்.